recording, and here we go. What the fuck is going on? I don't think I need to keep on saying who I am on every episode. You guys are watching it, so you know. This week's guest, we have Aztek. This is a talented motherfucker I met in Salt Lake City in 2017, I think, like that. And then later we reconnected out here in LA through some people throwing an awesome show called Vibey Desert. And so here he is to chat about random shit.
How you doing, guys?
So here... Alright, there we go. Now we're live. My dude. I don't like to do like interview style stuff as much as I'm sure like it's nice for people to watch interview style shit. It's just like
right.
The main reason that I started doing this is because after a minute I'd have more and more people stop by the crib and just shoot the shit. And then every single time it was like, that was fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like that was a good ass time. And it was like, why the fuck we should record this shit? It was always like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the idea of like...
just like friends.
Exactly.
And just hanging out. I remember Genghis did something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Genghis. It was one of his friends. I was on a podcast before, but it was... God, I don't even know where to find it right now. It's on my Facebook somewhere. But
Nice. Yeah. On Hell was doing a good amount of that stuff. He's out here too.
He was doing the beat battle thing.
Yeah. Or he's like doing beat roasts.
Beat roasts.
Which is my favorite concept. I still got to do one of those. That's like my favorite concept.
Can you explain to me how that works again?
So what he does, I think he does it over Twitch and he like live streams it, but they just have people send, you can move that any way you want, by the way, whichever works. I just barely redid the fucking tape job to get it in there today.
Fuck.
Dude, it was so fucked.
Okay.
There's like multiple episodes where it just falls over and shit. But yeah, he'll like live stream his shit on Twitch and then have people send beats in and they just rip them apart, dude.
Oh,
they're just like your snare's ass, you know what I mean? Like X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Which I think is just actually fucking great.
It's awesome. I mean, I would love to hear that from someone because like I feel people hold back sometimes, you know, just to be nice.
All the time.
That's okay. That makes a lot of sense. I would like to get into that.
Same. Yeah. And I think it's one of those cliches in the music industry that's like just some of the most toxic shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like art is subjective. I'm not even trying to get NPR on this shit, but like art is so subjective that it's like, dude, like you kind of should go into making anything being like, people can say whatever the fuck they want about this.
Right.
I could have thousands of people tell me my shit is ass. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Thousands of people think your stuff is ass. So be it. You know what I mean? People get...
like, if you start to see, like, a prevalent fan base and obvious, genuine, you know, positive responses for your music, and on a consistent basis, after that, it starts to build the shell.
Yeah.
Of like resistance, and you just kind of, you know, tune all the bullshit out, and any constructive criticism actually begins to start sounding constructive rather than negative. So anytime someone does come out with, you know, a genuinely negative comment like, oh fuck, I should work on that, he's right.
Yeah. And there's merit to it.
Right, and it's not taken as, you know, oh fuck that guy, he just doesn't get it, like he's a pussy or some shit. Fuck that guy. Yeah. No, so, I mean, you got to take that with, like, you know, a positive step forward.
I feel that, man. I definitely feel that. I just, like, don't... I've made so much shit at this point in my life, too, that I'm like, yeah, some of it's probably ass. Some of it is probably fucking garbage.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Everyone has it.
Exactly. It's the new beginners that, like, it's the new people that... I wouldn't personally want to just be like, hey, you're so shit that don't try that. You know what I mean? Like, I would never want to be that guy. But I think, like, you know, it's like my Patreon and, like, people that I've, like, that helped out and stuff. I am, like, honest in the sense of, like, you got to remember, like, you can be not bad. Right. You know what I mean? You can work your way through being new. Everyone's, like, subjectively bad when they're new.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I think criticism, I'm like, open up the floodgates. Like, that's fine.
Honestly, it's just, I mean, you can't grow unless you're given, you know, the opportunity to.
Exactly. Like, can you pull that mic closer to you?
Sorry, yeah.
Feel free to lean back. Yeah, just pull it closer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel it, man. I feel the same way.
There you go. Sorry, I wanted to get comfortable really quick.
Yeah, do your thing.
You know what? Actually, hold on. I like...
finesse it.
Yeah, just a little bit so I don't have...
Whichever
It's
works.
like that middle ground, you know, where...
I'm not gonna front,
like...
These are like $15 janky ass like scissor arms, man. This is like Amazon.
That's it.
Money. Money.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I kind of went like as like budget as I can with the whole setup.
Right.
Because I'm like, this is a fun thing to do. But I did have some people being like, can you maybe get like fucking different cameras, please? Like something.
Why?
Because like the podcast format, you want to like see when they respond. You want to see like the person's face, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe when we hit episode 10, I'll do that. I'm on 7 or 8 now, something like that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Who'd you do before?
Ooh. The last one was Zach. Was Daffodil. That was the last one. Yeah, the one before that might have been... Oh, it was Kumarian.
I just went to the Unts with Daffodil. Kumarian.
Yeah, Kumarian. He's my old roommate. Yeah, he's like really blowing up right now. There was also Angel on Hell.
Nice.
I did one with Hades too.
Sick.
Yeah, Hades is rad as fuck. She is great. Barnacle Boy and Brothel. Sick. I know I'm forgetting someone. I really hope I'm not, but I'm definitely forgetting some. Oh, Safe Haven. The artist, yeah. He is... Dude,
I don't think I've listened to his music before.
Well, he does have a music project, but he's a graphic designer.
Okay.
Yeah, he is like, dude, he's that motherfucker. Like, it's got to be like a third of all of like the bass music industry, like the high tier bass music industry,
right.
is like his shit.
Oh,
he's
shit.
Like, yeah, he's good too. It's like all that like super design format, crazy modern shit.
Okay.
That's usually Safe Haven in the electronic music industry.
I see.
Yeah. He's fucking talented.
Do you have any examples?
Yeah. I mean, his IG is crazy. Pretty much like he keeps his Instagram just lit up, dude. Because he is like, I think he does everydays now, which is crazy. I don't know if I could do that. But pretty much all of this is his stuff. And he's like... good as fuck.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Oh, everyone. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's great.
Immediately pulled my... That's fucking beautiful.
I think he did an NFT. I think that was when that one was an NFT.
Ooh, I would too. Shit. God, the pandemic opened doors to so much.
Tell me about it, man.
That was nuts.
Very life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what have you been doing for the pandemic?
Gardening.
Gardening.
Just gardening.
I remember at Jacob's house, you were chat. I remember listening to you chat about that.
What was I saying?
You build like terrariums or something, or like the
Oh, yeah. I used to. In Salt Lake when I was making sushi, because
yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with the music of Kenzu, like Khensu.
No.
So he was friends with Prophet.
Okay, yeah, got you. Yeah.
Awesome, rhythm-esque, trappy, dubstep kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
Met him in Salt Lake, offered me a job to be a sushi chef. And I noticed when he was, doing his thing, like with the plates and
Yeah.
setting everything up as a presentation, it was beautiful. It was kind of like a terrarium because he would use like little pieces of bark almost. I mean, it was time, but like the time that we would get was still on the stick, and he would put it in a certain fashion. Like, I mean, just an example with like certain colors, and
yeah.
I mean, that inspired me as fuck to get into like air plants and stuff at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, start building off of that with like Spanish moss and like different types of moss and grains and stuff. And
that's so fucking cool to me. Because that's the shit at like at sushi spots, especially any restaurant really, where I'm just like, this is just aesthetically so awesome.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. What about gardening and that? Do you find what do you like about it?
It's running away. It's just another form of music.
Really?
Yeah, you're just kind of painting.
That's interesting.
Plants.
Yeah.
So like there's Like, so I have the 2 garden beds, which I already transformed, like went up and got rocks from like the nearest cliff. I think it was like Mount Washington or the side of it, and just brought them down to make like the pathway and everything. And then
Yeah.
on the side of the house is like this vacant lot that was pretty much just trash shit, you know, people throwing like stuff over their like side fence and like dumping in it. It was an awesome plot of land, so I just decided to like dig it up over the course of a couple months and just like transform it, and like you can like step outside the balcony and like look over, and it like winds with like rocks and everything, and it's still a work in progress, but I like.
That's like a real project.
Dude, like part of me wants to move really bad because
Yeah.
you know, my space of music right now is kind of shitty. But you know, I can't really move mentally until I finish that thing. And
Yeah.
it fucking sucks. It's really holding me back.
Oh, let me
But-
check. Let me check that. Can you test the mic again really quick?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. Never mind.
Good.
Yeah, this
I was probably leaning back a little too far.
No, this mixer is tripping. It's like meter is kind of fucked up. But yeah. No, that's fucking wild, man. So it's holding you back from moving.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all mental.
Yeah.
But God, LA is kind of a weird city, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess lighting is really important. The space is really important, and just the space that I have, like minus the garden, of course. Just,
Yeah.
One has 2 doors. You know, like one of those size doors, but then one like bay door. I don't know what to call it, swinging doors.
Got you, yeah.
That don't actually have the doors on them. So just this big thing.
Oh,
I put
shit.
curtains there. You know, it does sort of, you know, balance a couple things out, but
Yeah.
overall, it's not like this. You know.
Yeah. When we so the last place we moved in, or we lived in, it's me and this dude Andy, and then I was living with that Kumarian dude up in Seattle. It was a old like not even really converted. It was just a lawyer's office, right? So
Right.
like we like literally like if you walk into an industrial building, glass walls, like an office, that's where we lived.
That's
Bedrooms
shit.
and all. Right. So it was a wild place to live, and it looked like old money, man. It was like such a goofy place for like music producers to live, because it's like, I don't know, it just looked like old money. But the thing is all of those, like the ceilings are so fucking high, and then half the walls were glass, you know, and there's concrete like siding it, and so everything, dude, every fucking room is just like an echo box. It's just like, you know, like loud as fuck. And I even treated my room with pretty much everything you see in here besides the big panels, right? So all the peripheral foam, I treated that room with, and it was still just ass. Like the whole time, it's just, there's no escaping it unless you like fully did the thing.
That's
you know?
awful.
Yeah, so I mean, like, all of my last album was written in there. Pretty much everything from 2019 was in there, and it's like, it was just, I mean, shit, man. Reality is like those songs would be engineered so much better if it wasn't for this echo room.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The album was finished in here though, so the album I'm happy with. It came out. I can hear everything. It came out good. But I look at like all that shit from 2019 to that early 2020, and I'm like, dude, like I couldn't even fucking hear. You know?
Right.
Like, I definitely didn't have those speakers either. It was just like this.
I mean, this is impressive. I don't even have this.
Yeah, it's a lot of. But this is why I don't have a car. That's what I always tell people. This is why I don't have a car. You know.
You got to get the one wheel.
Dude, I'm not a big fan of one wheels and all that, because like I grew up skating, and there's this kind of like,
I did too.
yeah, there's this kind of like core. Oh, that might be your neighbors. Hold on. Oh, hi. Is he blocking you? Oh yeah, we can move really quick.
Okay.
Hold up. She'll yeah. If you just move it quickly, I think she'll, yeah, you're good. You can park in the same spot. Okay. Yeah. You're good. Mark has to move his car. Alright, there we go. Mark has now moved his car. But yeah, no, it's like, I really hope, if you notice by any chance, you don't have to keep an eye on that, but if you notice that it like cuts or anything like that, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like I don't know, man. Like it works stable sometimes. The very first episode of this that I did, it was 2.5 hours, nothing, 4K whole time, right? And then every now and then it'll just do weird shit.
Weird.
Yeah, it's not that stable.
I mean, I've only streamed like 10 times maybe using that thing, but that's it.
Do you go in? Do you go in 4K?
I believe so. Yeah, it's questionable.
Yeah,
I'm not very techy.
I have no idea. I don't know why it doesn't. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think I might whenever pretty much probably when I upgrade the whole setup, I'll probably get a like a proper card, you know, like a PCIe fucking card for my box, like a I forget what they're called. But yeah, it's like a
One of the yeah.
yeah, that like goes inside your machine and everything. Yeah. Just because I know those aren't going to be sketchy. I think it's just something about going through USB that's like sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, I think it could be Thunderbolt. Do you do Thunderbolt?
I go USB. That's probably why. I think it's like right at that
But
limit.
it's USB to Thunderbolt. Wait, what kind of Mac do you have?
So this is a PC. I have a PC.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. So it goes, I think it's like USB and then it goes to USB-C to my camera or something like that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Streaming with a Mac's difficult.
Dude, that being said though, Mac does a lot. Mac is like really stable for like a lot. I don't know. I've been on my PC shit for like 2 years now or something like that, 1.5 years. And like, there's a lot of, when it comes to drivers and that kind of shit, dude, Mac always just been shitting on them.
And I just love the outlook, or I mean the layout.
Yeah, the UI
layout.
of it all. Yeah, no doubt. What were we talking about? I totally forgot.
You were telling me how the one wheel and then the skateboarding,
Bruh.
and then I was saying, oh shit, you fucking skate? Me too.
Yeah. So not so much anymore. I was always asked at
Same.
skating, but what I was good at is snowboarding. Like I snowboarded like a motherfucker when I was younger.
I never got. I mean, I lived in the. Wait, where'd you grow up?
I lived in Vermont, and I lived at the base of a mountain.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, so it was like every day.
I would go all the time too.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I was serious, man. Like I was competing. I was like doing all the shit.
Right.
I was like sponsored
Right.
for a bit, but it's not like Red Bull was like flowing me shit.
Right.
You know, it was like, yeah, I got a shop to like kind of give me some free stuff and
Right.
you know,
Right.
that kind of shit. But yeah, my shining moment in snowboarding was I made finals at Trans Am in North Star here in Cali. I lived at Tahoe for like 6-7 months or something like
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah, and I did Trans Am and I made finals, and I was like, it was funny because once I was in finals, I was like, I don't fucking care. Like I was like, I'm gonna lose this shit.
Right.
I just wanted to make it to finals. You know?
Right.
And then once I did that, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll kind of give it. You know, I'll do what I can.
Walked away, no injuries.
I broke my board at Trans Am. Yeah, I used to do this party trick. They're called I think they're called tame dogs, but it's a nollie front flip, and I used to do it off of boxes. It's literally a party trick.
Right.
It's like the same as doing a cartwheel, to be honest. Like it looks crazy, but it's like
But it's just like bouncing off the board and kind of
exactly
catching it.
Yeah, you just huck it, and I did that, and when I did that, like my nose dug into the edge of the box, like the railing on the side of the box, and it
Oh.
ripped the whole like base of my nose off.
Oh.
Yeah, on my snowboard, and I fell, and then I was like so exhausted, I was like, "That's it, dude. Like I'm out,"
Right.
and just called it.
Fuck,
Yeah,
Gnarly.
yeah. I mean, that's whatever. I've definitely throughout the years got many injuries snowboarding though.
Shit.
Broke something like 5 bones or some shit. I don't fucking know. But yeah, the thing with the
5 fucking bones?
something like that.
God
I got some
damn.
good stories with that. The thing with the one wheel though is like being such like a shithead like core skateboarder. We always just looked at everything that wasn't like a skateboard as like whack.
We used to call rollerbladers fruit booters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And then I don't know. So I like Connor from Base Waffles just got one.
Yeah.
And I felt the exact same way.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, fuck this. This is cut.
Yeah.
super goofy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I want to be a part of that, but he convinced me, and it was fun. It was super fun. I felt like such a dork though, like, cause he went on an excursion, and we had to wear helmets. I know why now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you know, it felt like the Segway groups.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like downtown Chicago, like looking at it, being all touristy and shit. I mean, but it was a rad crew. They were awesome people.
Yeah.
But it was just the you know, the stigma of it all, and so I kind of felt like a dork. But then I started hauling ass.
Yeah,
and
they have to be so much fun.
right. Oh my god, you can go anywhere, and
Fuck
I fucked up because I really wanted to bomb. I mean, bomb.
Yeah.
And I think I pushed like 25
Holy shit.
going down. I don't know what degree that is. If
Just
the camera can
steep
see.
as fuck. Yeah.
Like that, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, just going for it. And then I remember, you know, Connor telling me afterwards, you know, his friend looking at him, just being like, he's going to do it. He's going to fucking fall. And like, sure shit. Like, the thing just beeps, lets you know, it kind of gives you a warning. I ignored it. I'm like, let's go. Fucking boom.
Yeah.
Hit my head. But then do like a flip in midair.
Yeah.
And then come out like in a full jog.
Sick.
And it was like an awesome save, but I was in such shock.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm okay. Like, that was a fucking slam. If I didn't have my helmet, it would have been game over, dude.
Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, my buddy, he still skates now really hard, but he bombed the hill when he was a kid and then slips out. He just completely separated his arm from his body. Like, not ripped his arm off, but in the internal.
Oh my god, I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah, no. Didn't rip his arm off, but like internally he did. So
Right.
like he broke his collarbone, he tore every single ligament and tendon. Like he literally like I think when you're in like the ER and everything, that's how they phrase it. Is like, oh, he separated his arm. But yeah, completely fucked his shit up. And now still to this day, it's kind of one of the crazier injuries I've seen. He had a chunk of collarbone go back into his shoulder. And still to this day, there's like a chunk of bone that like sticks up on his shoulder. Like, so like move his arm in the right way and you just see this like...
Oh, that
so
is
fucked up.
Gnarly.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal, man. We were like, and that's a homie of mine I've been friends with for like 23 years. We were just fucking gnarly. I mean, like, not with, somewhat with partying, but not necessarily as like being super rowdy, like troublemaking kids, like a little bit of that, but more just like when we did board sports and shit, we just went for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, subjectively, there's obviously kids that are fucking insane.
Like, that's what kids do.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Fucking either angry at their parents or angry at something, and fuck organization, fuck organized sports, and like I was already into punk and that whole culture, and then just skateboarding.
Yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah. I think I played hockey before that. But yeah, way too organized. I love that sport. Yeah. I mean, that's as punk as it gets. Yeah. If you're like going for organization.
I could see you as a hockey player. That was the other homies in the crew that I snowboarded with. They all played hockey.
That was so much fun. In hindsight, I was tired of getting up at 5 a.m. to do push-ups on ice. Like,
yeah. That sounds awful.
Yeah, not fun.
It sounds so brutal, honestly. That was such a thing in my hometown, was like skating and like playing, like they all played hockey and shit. And like I was just so bad at skating. Like I never got it. Like I would just go to their games and be like, fuck yeah, dog. You know what I mean? Like I could not fucking skate at all. Like I still can't hockey stop, I don't think.
Nothing?
Probably not. No.
It's like, I mean, there's so much similarity. Okay, I wouldn't be able to, no, maybe not, snowboard if it weren't for hockey and the physics of hockey. Like, stopping and snowboarding is the exact same thing.
Well, that's the funny thing, because I know this because I've ridden on like literal hockey rinks. I can hockey stop with a snowboard strapped to my feet. I can do the exact same thing, like all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, but if I'm like have skates on, no fucking way. I can't do it.
Oh, what?
It makes no sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's it.
You're a rollerblader hater from the heart.
I can't do it, man. Like, I wanted to ski for a bit too. Like, I wanted to try park skiing because the way that they do it makes it look like kind of like you're on a trampoline, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, I'll give that a go. And I think I did one run and was like, fuck this, dude. Like, I can't even make it down the hill. Something about that, like going in that standing direction, I'm like, I don't know.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad took me skiing when I was little. But when I was little, and then finally when I was like growing up and picked up a skateboard for the first time, winter came around, like, okay, I'll pick up a snowboard.
Yeah.
Ever since then, getting used to that motion, the idea of doing the pizza down a hill now terrifies me more than just carving.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems weird and awkward, very awkward. Yeah.
Being my literal goofy self.
Yeah. So how into punk were you? Did you ever play in a band?
No, nothing like that. It
Got
was,
you.
I mean, God, if I can remember the bands back when. I mean, it was more hip hop.
Yeah.
But I mean, what skateboarding was in the early 2000s was like
Yeah.
tight pants, Thrasher, just fuck yeah, Baker skateboards and like.
Yeah, and I think even at that time, because I mean there was like the Anti-Flag era of shit, like the Warped Tour era of kind of punk.
Right. That was later. No, that was around the same time.
Yeah, I think even in that time though, the real core motherfuckers were still on that like Black Flag shit. Like they were still like punk. You know what I mean? Dude, fucking Andy, like my roommate there, you'll meet him after this, but his dad was an engineer for punk bands, and he knows like all those guys.
Shit.
Yeah, he like used to engineer for like I forget like the staple bands, but it's like legends in that scene, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, he has all these crazy stories. Crazy fucking stories.
Awesome.
Yeah. So before electronic music, what did you fuck with?
For electronic music. So I remember discovering Lil Wayne in high school through a friend who's rest in peace, but he showed me the song. I think it could have been a Millie. I think it was something else, but let's just say it was a Millie. And I was thinking like, this is like awesome, but man, I know there's got to be a harder version of this somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, you just start looking and searching, and I'm not finding anything. I don't know where to look. So it's really just, Lil Wayne and God, whatever else I can get my hands on. It was such a mix of like punk, hip hop, and all that other shit. But then finally, East Coast, West Coast, like golden age hip hop. So like late 80s, early 90s to mid 90s hip hop was awesome.
Yeah.
Souls of Mischief, fucking old Busta Rhymes, like when he was doing his 98 thing, hardcore.
That's like the best era of Busta Rhymes too.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah. Like pretty much Break Your Neck and everything before that. Like when it was like that era of shit was
that
just
real
like,
boom bap, the garage beat, fucking dun dun ka dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
fucking dope. He was goofy. But what was I saying about that?
90s hip hop, all these
Right.
things that preceded your electronic music.
So after senior year, I met Christian Williams in college, who's one half of X and G, and
Oh yeah.
he's the one who showed me dubstep.
Yeah.
And I remember the first song, and it was Bolton 9 to 5, and right then and there, I was like, this is the harder version of Dirty South oriented rap instrumentals that I was like thinking about. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Went down the rabbit hole from there, and then he like looked at me. He was like, here's Ableton, man. Like cracked version on like a flash drive. Like, here you go. Have fun. And I failed my first semester of college for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really fucked up. But
Yeah.
I got it back.
Solid.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just love at first sight.
Yeah, man. I so feel that, dude. I think I mean, man, at the time, for me, it was like, because I loved like boom bap and that shit, like backpack rap is like the golden era of it.
Is that what they call it? Backpack rap?
They call that shit, they call it that in Seattle. That's like the scene in which I had heard that phrase used. It's like, and they're referring to like like, that, I guess backpack rap is kind of post boom bap because it's like the rap shit kids,
like oh, do you mean like the college rap?
No. Backpack rap is like, I really wish I could remember those dudes' names. There's like a few. I mean, like backpack rap also is like conscious rap.
Oh, Blue Scholars. Okay, like that kind of stuff.
Thank you. Yes.
Perfect.
Literally,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Holy shit.
That's backpack rap. Yeah.
Oh, I was not. Okay, I did like
Yeah.
some backpack rap. Like Blue Scholars is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But, a lot of it was just
Bro,
trying
like,
way
a lot
too
of it
hard.
is, yeah, like I say back, I mean, I wasn't into backpack rap necessarily, that whole scene, but boom bap more so. Like there are a few groups. There's like Blue Scholars. There's fucking Raw Scion. What is his fucking group
I guess
called?
Idea and Abilities is technically like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But he's like teeters. I really liked him.
Aesop Rock, I think, gets bunched in there a little bit, but
he's dope.
so good.
Yeah,
though. Yeah,
he's really good.
yeah, but yeah,
They're
so,
a grip of them, but yeah, for the most part, there's like a stigma with it, and it's just frat kids.
so yeah, and it's like a
Yeah.
lot of like virtue signaling. Like it's a lot of being like, I'm super woke. You know what I mean? But it's like, come on, like you're just like a white suburban. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just the linguistics of the mathemology
Yeah,
and
exactly.
sociology, econometrics, and plastic.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then
Straight up.
just stop. I can't do that.
Holy shit. But yeah, that like, so boom bap specific, like a lot of Mobb Deep I was listening to, Biggie Smalls obviously, like there's like some staples, but I was listening to a lot of that shit and I had the same thought where I was like, I hear synthesized music, like I hear this corny like electro shit, not even that, I didn't even think it was corny, but I hear like electro, but I'm like, that's that. But there's got to be something in between that's like that. It's gonna be so incredible. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I heard Pretty Lights, I like bust a nut when I was a kid. I was like, this is the sickest shit I've ever heard. This is exactly that. You know, it's like those soul beats with like fucking electronic stuff. And then that led me in the whole of like everyone has their like Mount Eden.
Right.
What was that? Sierra Leone. Like
Right,
they find that tune
yeah.
and they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man, I remember that track.
Yeah. There was like after that I was in there.
He did a Simon Says remix of. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he did a remix of Simon Says.
Yeah.
By Pharaoh Monarch.
Pharaoh Monch.
Monch.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Pharaoh Monch. That was like one of the only things besides Sierra Leone that I listened to by him. But that was when I fell in love with jungle, or like sent me down the jungle path.
Yeah, dude, I wish I didn't live in such a small town around the time, because all I could do is find my own. Oh, make sure the gold circle on the front of it
Is facing me.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
the guy.
Cool.
But yeah, all I had was just the internet and my own YouTube holes. So it was like, I was like immediately into bro step before bro step. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's all I had. Like,
Right.
I didn't know jungle existed. I didn't really know about D&B. I was just like, that's like movie soundtrack shit. Like, what is that?
Man,
You know?
I had a friend that got me into all of it and explained. He was a DJ, lived in Santa Barbara pretty much his whole life, but grew up in London and
Nice.
pretty much brought back like, I like DJing.
Yeah.
And he showed me that like every distinguishable genre in electronic music or EDM specifically is derivative of drum patterns.
Yeah.
And that absolutely blew my mind. And then he gave me examples. And then ever since then, it was like, oh, shit, going down the rabbit hole and finding all of this great stuff. And through that, I quickly understood what was that recent documentary that came out about All My Friends Hate Skrillex.
All My Friends Hate Skrillex.
Loved his Skrillex because he's really, he's done a lot. and he's really changed the game with like where it was going. He was doing club after for a while. That was awesome. But yeah, I remember when he came out with Sprites and or what Scary Monsters, and I was just like, this is fucked. And this is after listening to like Digital Mystics, and you know, Cokie, fuck, man, and it's just like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, where's Bodclot and Requake? Like, fuck, like, why? And now they're gonna fucking bastardize this because it's so fucking magical, and it was. Yeah, in hindsight, it's a great song, and he's a fucking genius for doing that too, because he took like two of the biggest like genres of music, more popular genres of music, metal and EDM. And
what's funny about that too, around that time, because a lot of that is like, I mean, kids don't know this shit, you know, because they don't like put two and two together. Maybe they're like too young to really tie them together. But a lot of that is like mallcore, dude. It's like mallcore metal mixed with like dubstep.
Exactly.
You hear like, or like whatever you want to call it, like post-hardcore or whatever, but it's like literally like crabcore shit. Like, I don't know if you know about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like crabcore shit, and then with a dubstep drop. And that, like, seeing now at this age and knowing what I know about how music is made and how scenes kind of blend, I'm like, well, yeah, for you, that's like the easy ticket. Not an easy ticket to downplay it, but it's like, of course that's what you would do.
Of course.
You're fucking post-hardcore, dude. And then you hear the electronic shit and like specifically the crabcore type shit, and then you're like, yo, but dubstep. You make that into dubstep. And then like, boom, it's in there. Done. Like fucking Murder, She Wrote. That's closed casket. Yeah, but I think I had phases with Skrillex. I like loved him as a kid, right? Like when that shit came out, because I was so ignorant of electronic music. All I knew was like electro. I like Justice, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then like some dubstep stuff, but not core stuff. But so I loved Skrillex during his bro step days, and then I grew out of that per se, and I was like, this is not it, dude.
Right.
Like this is so not it. And then now that I'm older, you kind of have that retrospect where it's like, well, that's fun. You know, like you can look back and be like, that was fun. But it's cool. Now though, where he stands in music production, I think he's like brilliant, because it's like you've been through the ringer.
Right.
Like, you curate and can make entire fucking waves if you want, you know.
Exactly. He's transformed everything.
It's like, it's so much respect.
He
for that
never held himself down to just that one, you know, genre of what do you call it, bro step now, right?
I mean, well, that's an old ass term. That's like when I was like fucking 20.
Wasn't 19. That Rusko who said that?
I don't know, probably, yeah.
This isn't heavy metal, it's dubstep. And it was like a whole thing. He was just like angry about it, like, because, you know, he was saying, Rusko, I want you to melt my face off tonight. And I'm like, that's not what it's about. I can't stress that enough. But I held homage to that because like he was so awesome, and he kept it real.
Rusko is one of those that he's been good the whole time. He's been like a good person, like personality.
Right.
Good, like, good figurehead the whole time.
I'd love to meet that dude.
Same.
Would love to meet him. Him and Caspa. Caspa was a major influence.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Back when the bro step thing was going on, like Caspa, at least, you know, had this, you know, that rhythm-esque. He carried Digital Mystics into the new sort of age of dubstep.
Yeah.
And kept that sort of, you know, dark, driving undertone versus just fuck in the face.
Yeah. The thing about bro step, it was when I noticed the pattern of bro step, that's when I grew like out of it.
Right.
And keep in mind, I was like young, like this is like 18 years old, you know what I mean? But I noticed every song follows like Cinema by Skrillex. Every song in that genre follows that shit. It's like the fill on the one, the snare hits, and then the lead hits, and then there's a turnaround, right? And then that's every fucking song.
That's it.
Is like that. Little differences in drum pattern, maybe a different key, although they're usually F minor, whatever. You know? It's like that, and then once that clicked in my head, and I was like, oh, they're like all the same song. Like,
Right.
I was like, fuck, I can't ride anymore.
Dude, I feel like the same thing is going on right now.
Yeah, with rhythm, oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god,
that's
dude.
so much worse in my opinion. That's so much the same song.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like after going to the Unts and like everyone was awesome. Like it's great. Like I love that genre.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's it. There's nothing else. Both stages. It was like, oh wait, here's something, and they keep one song. And it's like, oh fucking, let's go. It's either jungle or dance hall or something like different.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
but still hard.
Yeah.
And then back to the like, fucking
Yeah.
boom, doom, one, two,
Yeah.
like I can't anymore. But
I
want to see something different really bad or hear something.
I feel it in my soul, man. My thing with rhythm is like just try one more kick. Like literally just try one more kick.
Right.
Throw it somewhere in there.
Right.
You will be shocked at how much of a groove that adds.
Right.
You know, like that's it. Just try moving a kick around.
Exactly.
You know? Like, anything like that.
No more grid line. No more what was it? Yeah, a lot of artists fill everything with noise.
Yeah.
To the point where there's no, break or snap back to really like give it that oomph.
Dude, that's like why like it's as a musician, it's like blinding when you hear anything that has soul, like another genre that has any sort of funk or soul or anything like that.
Right.
It is fucking blinding how like simplistic that music is. Like I know it sounds like I'm just talking shit, but it's so fucking real, dude. Like you listen to like some fucking even like fucking hit record, dude, like Redbone by Childish Gambino.
Right.
The simple groove of that song, it just vibes. Then you start listening to what the instruments are doing, and it doesn't like this applies to pretty much any other genre that has swings in it. But then you'll go back to something like rhythm, just from even something as common as Redbone, and it's like, where's the music? Like, not saying it's not music. I'm saying this is like 1% of music of what this could be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Give me a scale. Like, I don't care. Like something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Anything. It's I mean, it's really just the formula too, and the same drum pattern, and the same drums.
And the same drums.
The drum, everything.
Yeah.
It's everything, dude. Like. That's a big one though, like the high-end Vengeance drums, like which are sometimes cool, like they give like you know a spectrum to some stuff, but it's like everything's a Vengeance drum.
Yeah. And even if they're using some drums off Splice, the funny thing is those sound designers are like using Vengeance drums.
Right.
Like you know, like
and just beefing them up and
it's like 6
6
snares or whatever.
Like use a stick
Something.
as your snare, or use a bottle cap popping, or like a Foley.
That's what I love about your music so much, man. You have a lot of awesome percussion that sounds really fucking organic, and you have a groove. Like you were talking about using silence, right? Like using breaks and pauses and shit.
Right.
To add to the groove. I hear that in your stuff, and it's like that's why even circa like I don't know 2016 when you dropped the EP, there's like a lot of flute work on it.
Right.
That EP. That was the stuff with that is like there was stuff like that coming out, but the groove that you had on that, I was like, this motherfucker, like that is so sick.
That's funny you say that. I remember being at the Courteous House in like Meridian one night, and it was I think it was when I first moved here, but then we were all like freestyling, and someone was playing a beat, and it was Saruta's turn, and he's like, man, like you guys have to have breathing room on your tracks, and he like looked at me, and I don't know, like took it as like did I like do something, or like but it like I took that to heart, and it like made sense because I did go back to my music and sort of applied it to that. I'm like, oh shit, he might be right about that. Like there's definitely something to that. The songs that I think like everyone's grid in their head is different. That's something I've noticed. Like if I try to use something like quarter notes,
in the pauses and quarter notes to add a groove. I can't do that well, but I can use these like 16ths. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
in my songs, there's like a lot of quick, like there is silence, but it's in the midst of these like fast ass cadences. I think like everyone's brain works a little bit different like that.
Right.
Kumarion, the homie, he's eighth notes all day. Like you can hear it in his music. His phrases and his like pauses and everything, it's all in the eighth notes and they're brilliant. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed with producers. Like your stuff, you can fit really good shit in the quarter notes. And some people can't do it. X and G are more people that can fit it really well in the quarter notes.
What's a good definition of a quarter note?
Like you have, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4. So you could like do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can fit it in the quarter note there. I always like, dude, I don't know what it is if I'm just like hyperactive mentally, but I can do 16th notes. That's like where I fit it in. It's like hi-hat rolls essentially, like, but I'll fit in glitches and foley's and pauses in that like millisecond, and it adds all the groove to the song. It's the weirdest. I don't know.
I do something similar, in a sense, like, but what I'll do is add, I'll just I'll layer a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And then chip away at it until it sounds like it's, groovable and like, but fills up that space with like a, something. But damn, 16th.
Well, it's like, I think it's because I spent so much time doing all this like fill heavy shit. Like I wrote neuro for a long time, like super technical stuff. So you get in the habit of being like, how much can I finesse in this really quick moment? You know what I mean? And because when I do a lot of quarter note fills, I feel like that a lot. But when I do it, it's so fucking arbitrary. See, that's why I don't think I'm good at it. You know what I mean? I do it, but I don't think it sounds good. Like X and G, when they fill with that much space, it is like perfect. They do it so well.
Man, Christian is like, I have never in my entire life seen anyone work as fast as he does.
Really?
And create as fast as he. I mean, there's On Hell, and then there's Christian. On Hell, he'll, like, good enough, like, awesome, and then it's a fucking great beat.
Yeah.
Like, just really quick about it. But Christian, he just writes music so quickly. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh. Oh, and then every sample that he drops in is just like the missing link. Yeah. Every single time. I think what he does is he goes through the samples while he's playing the music to see if anything links up with it. Boom. Yeah. Boom. And that's a really way to go about it, and I kind of forgot how to do that. Not forgot, but, stopped.
My workflow is shit now. For sure. As a music producer, for sure my workflow is shit. Because I think it's just because I've been like, a lot of us have been doing it for a really long time, but something about the length of time that I've been writing music made me like stop working like that. Like it made me stop being like, let's build, cut away, and now we have this new thing. Now I go into every single song like an old guy, where I'm like, I'm going to write this exact song. This is what I wanted to write for the past week, and if it's not this song, I'm going to throw it away. Like, right. I just, like, it has, like, I know what I'm doing from the moment I sit down to the moment I finish the song.
Right.
In a way that, not in an arrogant way. I'm not saying I'm fucking that good. I'm saying it's more actually, like, fucking not efficient. Because I'm like, if this doesn't fit in this exact idea that I had with this song, then I'm probably going to scrap it.
Right. Right.
Like, it's just, like, and I build that shit in my head. Like, I'll just be like, fucking sine wave chord intro, and then
I do the same shit now, too. And, usually when I go about it like that, I get away with it a little more successful, but it really became more forcing itself lately. And I want to get back to where it was just, I don't know what I'm doing. This is really fun.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would be cool if this was on this, and fuck, Like
Yeah.
mixing and mastering didn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
You just knew your basic side chaining, and that's it.
Yeah. I remember, I think, when music was... It's fun now for me in a different reason. It's like artistically, like, fulfilling. Like, I feel
Right.
like when I finished a song that I really intended to write, I'm like, you nailed it, kid.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I was like, good job when I do that. But when I started writing music, I was finding everything. It was all fucking new. So it's like, if I made a neuro reese or anything that sounded like that, I'd be like, oh shit, that's like one of those. And then I
Right.
can like, and then my brain just goes crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's nothing, it's like, there's almost nothing like that anymore. There's not, like, because if I was like, oh, I want to do a lo-fi, like, gutter beat, it's like, I know exactly how to make that. And I'm not going to be
Right.
surprised when I do make it.
Right.
Because I know how it works. Like,
Right.
I'll sit down and now I have that.
Right.
But when you're a kid, you just be fucking with stuff, and then you're like, oh my god, that sounds like a lo-fi gutter beat. And then you're like,
Right.
oh, I got to go
Right.
crazy on
Finish
that.
it.
Exactly.
And, like now I spend so much time, mixing and mastering the fucking gutter beat.
Yeah.
That I get tired of the gutter beat, and
Yeah.
then I go to a live show to see the gutter beat, and then
Yeah.
I fucking hate the gutter beat, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn it! Like I killed the vibe for myself. This is all your fault, Mark. Like don't blame anyone else but yourself. Like I really fucked up there.
I
But-
was thinking about that exact phenomenon recently, man. Like, I was thinking about, like, damn, like, I kind of fucked up a lot of stuff that I fundamentally liked when I was younger.
right,
Because, like, if you make it, you're going to form an opinion about how it's made,
right,
you know?
Right.
I'd be like, oh, well, like, with, like, lo-fi gutter shit. I'm just
Right.
like, oh, it's like, guys, you just, like, ripped, like, a fucking, like, a horn sample and then put it through a filter and
Right.
then boom, bap beats.
Right.
I'm, like, fucking jaded now. When it's, like, when I was younger, I'm just, like, illest shit I've ever heard. I don't care.
Right.
And there's so much stuff like that I think I just fucked up for myself, kind
Yeah,
of.
it happens.
Yeah.
It's more so like the rhythm stuff for me though. Like going into that.
I couldn't, sorry to cut you off, but I couldn't even if I was 16, I don't think I would ride with it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a dick like that, but like I couldn't, I don't know. I don't like that swing is so redundant to me. It's so redundant, dude.
It is. It really is. And you want more. You just want more.
Yeah.
I have an album now like that's 12. Yeah, it's 12 tracks.
Nice.
But it's all bedtime chill hop, and like 2 songs on there are just straight. Like I made them in 15 minutes, and they're like, I think it was just arcade. Like I did the beat, like boom, low or the filters on it and everything, and then
Yeah.
like let's throw on arcade, and then just like pads. And if you're familiar with arcade, it's,
Yeah, I fucked with it. Yeah.
yeah, just like preset loops almost, and you're
Yeah.
just like 1 chord, oh, that's it, and then oh, that's it too, that's also it. Oh
Yeah.
shit, there's a song, and then like
Yeah.
the song's done, and you just put it on loop for the next 3 minutes, and
Arcade
Yeah.
is fucked up because it's like even more so than Splice. Like you'd be writing a song and you're like, I can imagine like an oldies flute. Like if you're writing a boom bap beat, you're like, I want an oldies flute, and then you look it up and you're like, second track, you're like, that's an oldies flute. That's exactly what I wanted.
you're right.
I didn't have to look for that
Right,
at all. That's
right.
like literally nail on the head. I used it I wrote a beat tape like a year ago, just like literally, it's not out, it's like all for like commercial stuff, but I just sat down and was like, I'm gonna write some beats, you know what I mean? Did one a day for like 10 days, and I was using Arcade, and that was I was like, I don't even feel like I wrote these beats, because it was just
I know
like,
it feels like you're kind of an imposter in some sort of weird way. Like
it's, that
like,
shit is fucking, it's like perfect.
yeah, it's easy. It's really easy.
Yeah.
It just takes the work out. It is really nice for hip hop beats though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why I got it.
Yeah.
why I got it.
It's well worth it. Like
Yeah.
if you're feeling lazy and just like I just want to see this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
Arcade.
Andy had it, and he was, I I was spent like a month looking for horror strings. I was looking for like a water harp. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That, like eerie.
they have the haunted
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh my god, those
fucking-
have awesome sounds.
Yeah, you fucking showed me that, and I was like, why have I been looking for a month? Like that was everything I wanted.
Right.
there. Those are all the sounds that I wanted.
God.
Yeah, it's just so nail on the head, and it's same. That's like the whole fucking plugin. That's like
You can manipulate like, okay, so I have a, what is it? No, it's not a Korg. No, it's not a Korg. Oh my gosh, a Rogue.
yeah.
And it's MIDI as well, but like, can I manipulate, arcade with that
Yeah.
keyboard? Totally. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be able to MIDI in with that. Yeah. What I was doing, yeah, I think I was using my keyboard at the time.
What do you have?
I have this guy. It's like it's a Casio. It's one of my old lessons actually gave it to me, but it has weighted keys. Ooh. That's why I like it. Yeah.
Ooh.
And it has speakers on there. Like it's like a mom's like I practice piano keyboard, but it has MIDI out.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is actually perfect because it feels like playing piano.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Can I mess with that for a sec after the?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
They're technically like what's called half weighted, but it's like no, I'm lying. Those are full weighted. Half weighted is something else. Yeah, so those are fully weighted.
If that's full weighted, I mean, it looks full weighted. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, it feels really good, and it also a big thing with me is I used to fuck around on like the MIDI controller, like the plastic ones for so long. Whenever I would sit down at a piano, not that I really care, like I'm not out here trying to be a piano player,
Right.
but like when I would sit down at a piano, I'm like I can't really play,
Right.
You know, and
Right.
it's like I'm half as good, But now because I just have been using that for like 2-3 years, it's like the exact same.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just don't know pedal stuff. I'm just like that's a stain, and
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I learned how to play the drum kit properly, and now at least black keys properly during the pandemic.
Nice.
And like, I was always super self-conscious about like playing anything on even touching the piano. Like this whole time, pretty much until the pandemic, and then really had the chance to actually mess with like a real keyboard without with no one looking, and then I was like, oh, touch 2 black keys, like all black keys, and I'm just like, oh my god, and then like I'm learning basic blues chords now, and it
beautiful.
Like it's fucking so much fun.
And I think the misconception with piano is that like classical piano is incredibly hard. That's
hard.
like god tier shit.
Yeah.
But there's like kind of a misconception that you need to like train to be able to play the piano at all, where it's like it's really easy to make pretty shit. Like you don't really have to be playing the piano for like 10 years to just simply play something where people are like, huh, that's so
Right.
Like, oh, that's so beautiful.
Right. You
like
just slowly play chords
exactly
that go together with a little flutter to the next one, and then da-da-da.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, you play piano. It's
yeah,
like,
right.
I don't,
no, I don't. No, I'm fucking not a piano player. Like those after only learning that only black keys sound good, Mark. Don't go over there. Like sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah.
And like, after learning that, it's like, okay, classical is fucking beyond me.
Fucked up.
Fucked.
I have this friend, and I didn't even know she played the piano, but like one day on Twitter, she was like, oh, I finally got to sit down at a piano again, and then she was like, yeah, you guys, like I never talk about this, but I'm like classically trained. Dude, she does the fucking thing with the scales, like all 88 keys. She does the fucking thing where she crosses her hands over on the video and then keeps on playing. And I was like, what the fuck was that magic? Like, oh, it's like that, that fucking little maneuver. And I'm sure there's piano players where they're like, come on, dude. But like that little fucking scale crossover maneuver, I'm like savage. If you bust that out, I'm like, you're an animal. Like you rip.
That's insane.
Can't do that. Can't do that shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Dude, I saw that in her video and was like, Sydney, what the fuck? Like, you got bars.
I'm just imagining triplets.
Yeah.
As each hand is like.
Yeah,
Fucking crazy.
it was just that perfect. Like, it was like you just sound like a ballroom player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, blew my mind.
Yeah, I'll never be that. No chance in hell. But
Yeah, me neither.
getting into bossa nova and playing with like bossa nova beats is super fun. Like the oh my god, it's sloppy right now, but like it's so much fun.
I'm definitely trash. Like, but what I like to do, I just pick a key, you know, and then I just stick to that. But then I'll just transpose. So I mean, like, I can kind of like I can shred, but on like one key.
Right.
Not like I can shred, but I can definitely jam and, like, you know, fiddle around and fucking, yeah. I can do that in one key. I can do it in D sharp minor, and then whenever I'm writing a song that's in another key, I just transpose it and start ripping.
I don't even know the keys.
See, I went the other way. I went the other way where I went like straight, like almost like boring, like very mechanical music theory.
Right.
So, because I was like, if I stick in this box right here, then I can start to do the jazzier shit by like instinct, I guess, and fuck around.
Right.
But if I just do the dumb music class, like 8th grade stuff, then I'll be good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the way that I looked at it, you know. And
but I mean, it paid off. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, just for jamming, yeah. Like,
yeah.
As far as actually producing music, though, the music theory that I know is like machine like it's like exactly like I know like all my scales like how do I put it? I just know it as if, once again, like a music teacher.
Right.
Like, this is how you write a composition. You know
I could not be a music teacher in that sense. It was all ear. Everything was ear.
I admire that shit though. That's the problem. Is like I think that's the way. That's how Andy is. You know, like I know a lot of music theory, but it's like keeps me in this bubble to where when I want to play something by ear that like is maybe out of key or has more like dissonance to it, like a little bit more like edge to it.
Right.
My brain is like, the fuck you doing? Like,
yeah.
I have no idea what's happening.
That's
right
like that with the keys for me. Like, this is a C sharp.
Yeah.
Don't. This is that's it.
Yeah, I try to, but the thing with the ear that's fucked me so hard because my ear is really bad. So I sing on like all my music now, right? So I sing.
Gotta get into that.
Oh, it's a fucking blast.
I need to get into
strongly recommend it. Yeah, it's a blast.
2 microphones have been broken.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'd sell you this if I didn't use it for podcasting.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Next time, let me know if it. It'll be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I sing a lot, and the thing with not doing shit by ear is now my ear when I'm singing is trash. You know, so
right.
I'm in the booth and I literally have to like, and then I look at the tuner and I'm like, is that the key? That's the key. Okay, and try to ride that, cause it's like my ear is like not good. You know, I have to write the song and then I can stay on key. But if I've never made a melody for it, I've never sung a melody for the song, and I'm like first try Fridays, like I'm always off key. Always. Like,
Man.
I'm never in key.
It's like
it's a pain in the ass.
And my roommate's sort of the same way. Like when we were jamming and I had the drum set, trying to explain swing to someone who only knows the mathematical side of it, but me who doesn't know any lingo whatsoever, it's like, it's just gotta be like this.
Yeah.
Like da-da versus da-da.
Yeah.
Like, but, and then I started doing he said, Mark, if you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, like, I'll get it. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't matter what I say as long as they're numbers. So the syllables don't matter.
Right.
If I have the numbers on the syllables, though, now I can hear it.
Yeah.
How do you do? What? That's amazes me though. I never.
Yeah, that's with me and Andy in melodies all the time. Like he's written shit that he'll like, cause we have this side project thing. We like write like deathcore on the side, for lack of a better. I don't know what to call it. It's like hardcore. It's crazy music.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a blast. But we write that shit on the side, and he gives me stuff every now and then that upon first listen, I shut off my like music brain and I listen to it and I'm like, this is perfect. This is so radical. And then I'll bring it into the DAW and start looking at shit. And I'm like, no, that's wrong. Like that should be that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I've like had to, especially in the past year, just be like, just shut up. Just let it happen. You know, like let chaos happen because that's like the best. You know what I mean?
Was it just like over fixating on one frequency or sound clash or like?
Yeah, it's sometimes that. Usually, what it is metal scales. I don't know what fucking scale they play in. I think they just play in whatever sounds sick, right? So a lot of time in metal, they'll do one note up, right? So they'll be like riding the root note,
right,
and then they just go one note up, which that's like not in any like regular like classic scale at all.
Right.
Like every scale.
You're gliding.
Every
gliding, right?
Exactly.
Kinda. Okay.
Yeah, every scale, the next note, you have the root note. If you're in D sharp, the next fucking note is gonna be like an F, I think, right? Mm-hmm. It's 2 notes up. Every scale, like even if you're minor, major, harmonic, all that shit.
It's the minor scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in metal though, they just take the root and they just go 1 note up, which is like dissonant.
What do you call that again? Is that the minor? Like
that's a semitone.
Minor is black key. Sorry. So a semitone.
Yeah. So they go up 1 semitone. I mean, like even if you're in like a minor or major scale, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like they'll just they'll tune the guitar and then a lot of riffs they just go up 1 note.
Right.
And when he was sending me this stuff, I was like, I've never seen that because I like don't write metal. I listen to a shitload of it.
Right.
So it sounded right, but I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's like multiple songs where like, while we were making it, I just had to be like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what key this is in. Like, I don't know why this is happening. But yeah, that's some shit I learned. Is like almost, I mean, a vast majority of like hardcore songs, they do that. They'll just go up just out of key a little bit, and it sounds sick.
It does. I mean, I've been thinking recently because I've been kind of getting bored with like production as of late, just lately. But there's like this genre of metal that I really want to hear, and it's pretty much gent, but mixed with new metal. So taking the rhythmic patterns of gent, but into the new metal band. So the slappy bass and the crazy like conga drums and like really poppy and just corn-like.
I love that shit. Yeah.
Right? Like, because I listen to Meshuggah and then I hear it and like the rhythm's there. It's like, it's rhythm but metal. It's like,
right.
But then I listen to Korn, and then that's like the Flying Lotus of metal.
Yeah, just going crazy.
Right. Yeah. So I want to see that cross somehow. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, what we do is just kind of all over the fucking place. I don't know, because a lot of it is like naturally as a music producer, like it's like that. You have those thoughts where you're like if like we throw like violent distortion on here and then fucking an 808 bass for no fucking reason, it'd be badass. Like that's like where a lot of our music came from. Is like, well, this would be sick, and so we'll find ourselves like looking back at like some new metal shit for that exact reason.
Right.
So we're like, yo, like they were scratching on that shit. Like, yo, what if we fucking scratched on one? You know what I mean? What if we threw scratching in on one of these songs? Like we did that on a song for that same reason, where it was just like, that'd be fucking awesome. Man. It's a lot of just that fun shit where like every idea isn't like, bro, like the songs that we're writing are not like, yo, this is gonna be my fucking opus. They're like always like, what would be dope? Fuck it.
Right.
We'll just throw some shit together.
Right.
And it's always rad. It makes for like the best fucking music in my opinion. Cause all the Levitate shit I've written, it's always so fucking serious, Right. Which it's like cool, very fulfilling, like I wrote some art, which is awesome. Very, very art, but it's like so fucking cathartic to be like, let's slam shit. Let's make slam today. Cause why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's also, I mean, funny enough, that I think that's why I like listening to hardcore music more than electronic music.
Because there's a full spectrum warmness to it too, mid range and everything. It's just especially listening to Korn, really going back and comparing on a flat like speaker, their bass is just like
Yeah.
it crunches and it like takes up the whole spectrum. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck, and then I go back to even the top fucking tier dudes like Julo with the Julo.
Okay.
He's like his sound design is just amazing. But even comparing that to like
Yeah.
something Korn did, I'm like, what the fuck? Korn is just everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
really getting in there.
Yeah, there's like there's this wall that I think that's really hard to break when you're specifically writing electronic music. There's this like rule book that it's like made up rule book everyone kind of like buys into, you know? Where it's like when you're doing sound design, you want like it's all that shit, you know? You're like you want a really clean sub and then you want your high end to crunch and all this shit. And I think that kind of I boxes everything into this specific sound. It's really satisfying, you know. But then when like I think in my around like 25 or like in my like later 20s, I was like, yo, like I gotta stop listening to just crazy electronic shit. I gotta like go listen to something else. There's something so fucking satisfying about hearing musicians, which is every other genre, just not give a fuck about that.
Right.
Like, and that's kind of what I don't like about new hip hop now. Is like new hip hop. I love a lot of new hip hop. Like I'm not one of those dudes that's like old head or any of that shit. Like I listen to a shit of new artists. But something I don't like about it is that it's engineered in that same fucking box where everyone's trying to sound so tight and so clear. You know what I mean?
I will say that it is a repeat of everything. I mean, it even back in the 90s, hip hop all started to sound the same. It was all boom bap. Everything was boom bap, and everyone wanted to sound like Biggie, Tupac, or like even before that, Eric B. Rakim, fucking LL Cool J, all those dudes. I mean, it just repeats itself. Yeah. And like with the old head thing, though, I totally get that. It's funny to like call them out though.
Oh, it's so
like,
funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, it's just everything repeating itself. You're talking more about quality though, right?
I mean, just the palette of it, like what it sounds like. You know, like because it all like every 808 on like a new hip hop song, it's the same sound, which is totally fine. But the thing is like all of those sounds or all those songs have this really crisp high end. Everything's really tight, and then banging ass 808 sub, which is great. I like a lot of that music. But with metal, it's so fucking satisfying because it's a lot of guys. If you get the right bands, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that are like, I don't really give a fuck about what we're supposed to do here. It's just what sounds aggressive. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so much more. There's this band I really like called End. And what, like, that is a literal, like, End is made up of one of the most popular metal engineers right now, and then like the frontman of Counterparts and a bunch of other just like it's like a super group, but all of them said, "Hey, let's not make a perfect metal band. We're gonna go the opposite direction and go what's just aesthetically pleasing. What's the hardest, craziest shit that we can make." So you have this guy Will Putney, who's an engineer, and he engineers all the super crisp metal. With the End shit, it's not engineered well. It's engineered fucking brutal. And everything sounds like pitted, you know? That's what I love about that shit. Where it's like, I listen to electronic music for like a decade straight. I still listen to it a bit, but definitely not as much. But I listened to that for so long where I got used to this like, oh, you want it very crisp and like super clean and separated.
Right.
And then to hear people who are like, who really do this shit, they work in the industry, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
And to be like, fuck that, make it gnarly, make it slam, like make it pitted.
Right.
I'm just like, it's so satisfying.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And I think that's what I love so much about metal right now.
It's so much more work in electronic music though. Whoops, I gotta move that first. There we go.
It is. And a lot of time too, the funny thing is, it's like you wouldn't even necessarily have to do all that work if you kind of if there were like passion choices that you made in the right direction,
Right.
you know,
Right.
like you could just say fuck it and like let's clip it all if it sounded cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it sounded cool. It doesn't often. But
Do you ever do that, like, back and forth, bring it into iTunes, compare, contrast, do it again, compare, yeah, it's the same story. It's just,
I mean, dude, like,
that process is a nightmare.
what you're looking at here is definitely not because I like spending egregious amounts of money. It's because I fucking, you know, I'm like OCD, like with engineering, like
right.
especially when I was writing a ton more electronic music, I was like, I will like risk paying rent to get this right. You
Right.
know? I'm A and Bing on everything.
Right.
Everything from AirPods to iPod headphones to these guys to like going to my homie's house who has barefoots and being like, okay, but now, you know.
And the TV to the monitor to top it off. That's something I really wanted to do. But also, you're like the shape of the room.
Yeah.
That's super important. Mine's a square.
Yeah, it's convenient to be a square because if you do the angles like that pad above you, like that solves so much issues actually.
Really?
Yeah, because like if you're going into a perfect corner, all your reflections are pretty much like bouncing. But when you hit an angle, that only reflects. So all the sound that's gonna hit that, it's only gonna it's gonna deaden it because it's a big ass pad. But if anything does reflect, it's just going to the floor or like down. It's not going right back at me. You know what I mean? And also that just absorbs everything.
I need someone to help me definitely reset the thing up.
Here's the trick. Actually, I can save you a lot of research and bullshit. Here's the trick. Think of everything like a mirror. That's it.
Right, that's what I was told.
Yeah.
I got it down for the most part, but I mean, those two doorways really fuck it up. No matter, like, even I did install a door, but it's like one of those sliding doors. I can't install like an actual wood door in someone else's house. Yeah, so it's like,
we had a situation like that at the Seattle spot, but what it was is it was a wall of glass that was behind me, so I have my like listening position. It was as if this entire wall was glass.
oh,
Right. So what I did is I took big blackout curtains, like the 8-foot ones, and then the thing was at a point in time I did 3 layers of them. So I like set up the first blackout curtain, then right under it just another one and another one, and so by the time the sound got to that wall, it was just like deadened by 3 layers of curtains, which worked ish, but the room as a whole was fucked. Like there wasn't much to go from there, you know.
Now, what happens when you make music in a room like that, like completely isolated?
That's the fucking dream for me. There's engineers that like swear by diffusion. So what they swear by is you have like a big room that's not dead, but what they do is they use big ass diffusers to make what reverb and echo is there sound like natural, like it sounds like better or whatever.
And you probably just push a switch that like lifts something in the room.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, like I mean diffusion is probably because the mentality is like it's like same idea as like mixing for like iPod headphones,
right?
Where they're like everyone's in a room, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we just need the echo in this room to sound like the most fucking generic echo that you can get.
Exactly.
I don't think like that. Like personally, I want to produce in a room like that.
That's how I did Summit. I produced it in a really high ceilinged room, no soundproofing whatsoever. None.
Dog.
None. And the whole album. And you can kind of tell, too, it's like, it has this bigness to it.
Yeah.
It's not really isolated and condensed, but it does sound really good, like, in that sense, if you're playing it in a bigger room.
Yeah.
You get that full spectrum.
Yeah.
Because I notice when I take it to like a club or something, there's some like the high end's really just like over there and fucking.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's like a middle ground for everything.
I think because that room that I was working in had so much the echo to it, I was like thinking kind of like reverse. So like I was trying to combat that so hard. So I have this EP called Fatalism, which was written when I moved there. and that room's all echoey and shit. So I wrote Fatalism in that room, and everything is so fucking dry. Like, it's so crisp and dry because when I'm working in that room, everything has a fucking reverb on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if I hear a snare, I can hear this fucking ping off the wall and shit. And so I would, like, get this, like, OCD about it where I'm just, like, less reverb, make it smaller. Because I was trying to fight the room, you know?
Right.
And so I got this song called In the City. I played In the City in a club after I finished that EP, like, a couple months down the road. And I just hear the snare is, like, the hardest thwack you've ever heard. Like, just in the whole night, it's just the hardest, just like, think. And it's like, because, like, I way overdid it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to fight that echo, you know?
Right.
That I was like, just make it tighter and fucking harder thwack. I wanted to cut through. But when you compare that to other shit on a club system, it's just like the most obvious, just like, twink. It's rough.
Do you think that has something to do with high end?
It's just, I was making it really, really dynamic. So what I used to do back then is I used to compress songs like all the way, like until they're like clipping just about.
Right.
I'd be getting like -3 lufs, like they'd be violently fucking loud, you know? But what I would do is I would make my snare like 3 milliseconds. It'd be like if it wasn't compressed, it would like just literally sound like it's like the quickest.
That's
thing.
what I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then you drive the volume up on it like 30 dB, like violently loud.
Yeah.
And you'll get everything that was buried. You just get this like intense thwack. But what I was doing is I did that to an extreme level at the time, to where it was like that snare is just objectively too loud, you know?
Right.
And just has way too much dynamic. Like, it like literally sounded like someone was behind the speakers, like hitting it with a baseball bat. Like, it's like the fucking dunk, like way too hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that in the club and was like, what the fuck? Like, that is so off, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of my music that's off. I feel a lot of my music is off.
I think your stuff sounds great.
It's everyone. Everyone says that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, we can sit down and rip it apart, but there's a thing with it where it's like, if you hit a threshold, you're fine, you know? You're fine. As long as that threshold is hit of, like palatable, you can play with anyone else, you know? No one's gonna give a shit.
Oh, I meant in the sense of, I lost my train of thought. No, not for, never mind. I lost my train of thought.
Oh.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah.
No, did I? Want to remember that. Never mind. Yeah.
Man, so gardening. Besides gardening, what do you like to do?
Skate.
Skate?
Yeah.
You still skate?
I still skate, but not as nearly as hard as I used to.
Yeah.
Just kind of when I need to, and go to the grocery store, or, the liquor store, and just bomb the hill down the street and back. It's super fun, but, parks occasionally. It's just rough to try to find people to skate with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, something my homie pointed out to me about LA, though, that's crazy, is like, there's not even, I mean, obviously there's a ton of kids that go skate park and shit,
Right.
But a shitload of people don't even skate park around here because everywhere is skatable in LA.
Everywhere.
It's a city of skatable shit.
Talk about skatable Barcelona.
Man, I've never been.
That city is a giant skate park.
That's what it looks like.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And like hearing other skaters even talk about it too. Like everywhere you go, every corner you turn, like that's a fucking spot. That's a spot, and it's all the smoothest cement. It looks like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater level or an EA Skate level. Like the whole city, minus the Gothic. But yeah. It's, oh my God, it's heaven.
That's fucking sick, man. I mean, I'm like a nerd with that shit. I look at skateboarding the same way like fucking dads look at football or some shit. Where I'm like, oh my God, Mason Silva's having a hell of a year. Like, I'm like, right? Like that, you know? And
my God.
Yeah, like, but I look at all the parts from Barcelona. Like, there was this Mountain Dew movie a couple years ago. I can't remember the name of it, but, like, I can tell you half the people that's in that movie. But, like, They did an entire section in Barcelona. I mean, everyone hits Barcelona, but that movie like covered it, you know. And I was like, this place is fucking crazy, dude. That's where the Ali Boulala stair set is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the massive. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Crazy. Crazy as fuck.
Man, there were so many spots there. That one that Day One song always hit. Everyone's hit it, but it's like the I want to say beige hexagons, like on hexagons, and it's
Oh my dude.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Infamous.
totally.
Infamous. It's
I think maybe I want to say Busenitz has this really badass backside flip on that thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it has like the black rail on top, or I think it could be silver. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, I think what he did, if I'm remembering it was Busenitz, right? I'm telling you, bro, I'm a fucking skate nerd. But like, I think he backside flipped off of it, and then on the bench he did like a switch nose manual on the bench.
Ooh.
So he bounces off of it with like a backside flip, and then there's like the benches that stick out of that thing.
Right.
And then he switch nose manual on the bench. I think, if I remember right.
Oh my god.
And I was like, you're a fucking animal for that.
Dude.
Crazy.
Gnarly.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Oh, there are banks everywhere, dude. It's Bank City. Bank to Rail, specifically, City.
Hell yeah.
It's so much fun.
I'd love to go like film out there, man. Like that's like some shit I've always wanted to do as like a passion thing. Just like go find a homie that it's like you want a full part. Let's spend 4 months and film a full fucking part, and just because I want to do it. You know what I mean? I'll fucking slap it together in Premiere and then just do it.
Oh
I just
my
want
god.
It'd just be a blast. Like I'd probably take that thing out and just like let's do this. You know?
Man.
Like this when I got that lens too. I got it for production and shit and for like this podcast, but my brain immediately went to like, yo, this is like the perfect fucking wide angle lens for filming skating.
Dude, I'll totally go with you. I want to get my old skating photos taken back again.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
and like with the new digital shit that's coming out now, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of that, dude, I shit you not. So like, I swear by this. If anyone's gonna film a skate part right now, on God, I'd say do it with a GoPro 9, which is totally that's like the opposite of what you'd think I'd say. Like being like even compared to like a mirrorless or like a DSLR camera, like a nice fucking camera, I say GoPro straight up.
Man.
Because I got one of those things. Like, dude, I do this. Like, I do this production shit. You know,
Right.
Like I have a motherfucking movie camera in that room. Like,
right.
But like, when I saw the GoPro 9 shit. Because they just got so good with it. Like, up to this
Because you got
point,
wide angle on that.
wide as fuck. It's wide as fuck. It films in, like, 8K, which is, like, bro, they're, like, most of those cameras, they don't film that shit.
Right.
It's a massive format. It has auto balance, like, steady cam on it.
Yep.
It fucking, you can literally throw it off of a building, you know?
Damn.
They're, like, bulletproof, pretty much.
Fuck.
Like, I looked at that thing and was like, oh, this is, like, the perfect skate camera.
I have the Hero.
Yeah, so the brand new one, the 9, that's it. That's
How much is it?
Like $300. They're not crazy. They're not crazy.
I could probably cough that up.
Honestly,
I just need someone to film.
I'll sell you mine for like $250. I've never used it.
What?
Yeah, I used it for I got it for this, and it didn't work the way I wanted it to, and I was like, well.
Okay. I'll totally take it off your hands. Give me a week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I'll definitely take that off your hands. Fuck.
Yeah, just don't
man.
do any. I don't like. I
Right,
have nothing to do.
right.
Like, I have no idea what to do with it. So I'm like, yeah,
God, now I just gotta find someone who can film
yeah,
it. Skateboarding specifically. It's hard.
yeah.
I'm not that good anymore, but like, God, I really want to get back into it and like see what I could still do. You know?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Let's maybe go hit some ledges sometime or some shit. I just be
Dude.
filming because I cannot hit shit anymore. I'm trash now.
Let's fucking go.
Maybe. I'm like actually so down when I get a free moment. Fucking dude. Past like months have been fucked though.
Yeah.
In a good way. I'm happy to be busy, but it's fuck.
Everyone is slammed right now.
I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like the world's picking up.
Yeah. It was literally a year of Yo, actually, speaking of that subject, I thought it was so funny to watch so many average people start freaking out when lockdown started happening.
Oh yeah.
Because you see, like, the duality. Like, for me, they're like, oh, you have to spend all your time inside. I'm like, big fucking deal.
Yeah, I was like stoked.
Yeah, I'm like, bet.
There couldn't be anything better than that.
Yeah.
It was cute in the beginning.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. And then I just like see all these people like being like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
The haircutters.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that made me so angry. The people who were just mad that they couldn't get a haircut.
Dude, that whole era was like the fucking worst, dude.
Drove me nuts.
Because it just showed that like entitlement of the U.S. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Holy
it's
shit.
despicable.
Honestly.
Grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking grow up. Like a grown man.
Seriously.
60 years old, crying that he can't get a freaking haircut. Grow up.
I mean,
unbelievable.
Dude, as divisive as this is or whatever the fuck, that's how I feel about people with the masks right now. Where
right.
I'm like,
yeah,
who gives a shit?
Same thing.
It's a fucking cloth on your face.
Same fucking thing.
Like, you can... Oh my... Like, bro, it's so easy to get
I'm
over.
oppressed.
Oh my... Like,
I'm oppressed.
Big fucking deal.
Help, I'm oppressed.
Holy
fucking
shit, man.
Nuts.
It's nuts to me. It is totally nuts to me because the thing is it's not even the... Arguing about the details of COVID and all that shit, I get it. Cool. Banter all you want.
Sure.
But to harp and lose your fucking mind over having a piece of cloth over your face, it's like, are you 4 years old?
Someone needs something to do.
Seriously, like, are you a literal child?
Yeah.
That's crazy from adults. Like, these are like fucking 40-year-old people.
And then you have kids who are so damned impressionable. I mean, when we're growing up, we look at our parents as God.
Yeah. Yep. They can't be wrong.
They can't be wrong.
Exactly.
Look at this divide and just imagine how messed up some of these kids are going to come out.
Oh my God.
I mean, the inevitability of it is that they're going to realize it with the help of the internet. I mean, it's all monkeys out of the box.
Yeah.
The cage, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, it's all there. The information's all there at your fingertips. Those kids are going to find out one day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One day that wall's going to get shattered and be like, that was my dad.
My dad was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, oh man. I mean, like, there's obviously, we could spend a week talking about propaganda and shit, but on that subject, like, that's one of the funniest phenomenons to me of the ability of these people's kids to literally be able to go on Google and be like, hey, dude, like, there wasn't a big reveal and Donald Trump is not still president. Like, I don't know what magic or, like, what fucking fantasy you're thinking of right now. But,
exactly.
Like, an 8-year-old can see that. Like, there was all that shit during the pandemic that those, like, the QAnon motherfuckers were, like, going off in this fantasy land, and they're like, one day, you'll see. And it's like...
No, we won't.
No, you won't. Yeah.
Like, you won't.
You can say that all you
want. But you're once you realize it doesn't happen, you're going to change your opinion and say, well, this is the reason why, actually, because in backwards Latin it explains why the mumbo jumbo bullshit and fucking
every time. Every fucking layer of it. So it'd be like, so that last prediction was bullshit, and they're like, no, but we're on to the next one. Don't even worry about that. It's the next one.
The religion of misinformation.
It's crazy.
It's the same sort of concept to like believe in something bigger than yourself that like it's so grandiose and like enticing and like
Yep.
And it's not true.
And it's like it's also like I forget who it was that pointed this out to me, but it's like a play by numbers. It's like you're involved. Like it's like one of those books where it's like a choose your own ending, but everyone's collectively doing it. It's because it's like better than a soap opera. Because with a soap opera, you're like, wow, what a crazy fantasy.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, but with that, it's like a soap opera, but everyone's voting on the ending. Because you can literally vote for So it's like they're involved and they feel like they're part of the army. They're like, I'm part of this show that's happening. I'm the 12th man. I don't know if you got that reference.
Oh my God. Well, congratulations. You're actually one of the smarter people in the country.
Bro, I mean, smart is fucking subjective at this point. It's like, what is even...
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's stupid in their own way, too. I'm terrible with numbers. I get really frustrated with tech.
Yeah.
Like, really embarrassingly frustrated sometimes where I, like, want to pout and cry and, like, stomp my feet like a fucking child. And, like...
Yeah.
Nothing compared to that shit.
No.
Where it's just...
No.
How entitled were you your entire life to lose your shit over a fucking haircut?
Seriously. I'm like...
For a week.
Have you ever broken a bone? Like,
yeah,
anything.
Right.
Like, anything.
Nothing.
Crazy to me.
Silver platter, sir.
It has to be. Like, that has to be the case.
Fucking unreal. Like, no pain.
So crazy.
Or too much pain. That could do it, too.
Yeah, there's also...
That could definitely do it.
Dude, you gotta watch, I think it's called Searching for a Flat Earth. So the reason you have to watch this is because it's about what we're talking about. It's not about actually...
Oh, I'm a flat earther.
Are you?
No.
I mean, I was just like... I'm like... No. But... So it's about what we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
So what someone did, it pretty much, long story short, is this dude points out an insane amount of the psychology behind why these things happen, right? And it's like pretty much a fucking brilliant mini doc thing that this guy made himself, and he's just like, here's how this goes down. Like, these are the phenomena, whatever, right? One of the things he points out is that a large portion of people that partake in this whole QAnon thing, if you like deep dive on them a little bit, there's a insecurity of power that happens in their life, right? So it's a lot of divorcees, like it's a lot of guys that have been divorced from their wife. It's a lot of people that are maybe losing custody of their children. There's a power dynamic where, and then he was like, you can speculate from this that these people feel like they're losing control of their own life. Mm-hmm. Like there are phenomenons that they do not have control of anymore. And to combat that, they need to feel somehow that they are powerful or on some other shit. Like, no, don't worry. I got some other, I'm part of this other thing.
In a world full of uniqueness and, celebs and all of that, especially when the celebs that are getting the attention are more left-leaning LGBTQ-looking people, those toxic masculine individuals that only grew up in this culture surrounded by toxic masculinity end up looking around like, I'm the alpha, I'm the best, why not me? And then that's a perpetuation of itself into a darker corner, and then that leads into the rabbit hole of incest, or not incest, I'm sorry, incels.
Yeah, incels.
Not incest, incels.
Incel, which oftentimes that's same boat. That's QAnon incel. Like,
it's sexual repression mixed with toxic masculinity and culture washing. Just like it's bad.
I think a lot of
and mental health.
Oh yeah, I mean it's really like there's this funny thing, like people were pointing out with a lot of this stuff. They're like, we need to really focus on mental health. And me being an asshole is like, maybe just like intelligence or like grow the fuck up, but like in reality it is maybe I don't know, but in reality it is a calling card to a massive mental health issue,
big time,
like bigger than I could even probably wrap my mind around, because it's like these are a lot of it. It's like you have like a 45-year-old man, right, and he's like starting to really not have his shit together, or he doesn't know what's going on in the world. He's like, why are these pan people who are non-binary, getting millions of views on Twitter, and I don't have shit or whatever, what I mean? Right. And they go on their little rabbit hole of being like, well, fuck that, they have to be wrong, and then they find the people that feel the same way that they do, and now they're empowered through that. And it's like, the issue though is like that first thought that you had there, where you're like, fuck that person, because of they have all this and they're not like me, they're all different and they have all this clout or whatever. That thought right there, it's like, you got to go to therapy for that. You got to have your own, you got to realize like, bro, we're all individuals, or whatever version of it. Right. Like, you have to work through that, all these adults, all these Gen Xers and shit. It's like, I say adults, I'm fucking 27. I am an adult. But you know what I mean? Like all these 40-year-olds and shit. Right. It's like, y'all got to work through your own shit to fit in this modern day. Or the alternative for me, in my opinion, I'm actually perfectly happy if you like want to be like not woke and just shut the hell up. Like I firmly believe like if I don't know shit about stuff and I'm in a world that I'm ignorant, I'll just shut the hell
I'll
up.
shut it's not hard.
Not hard.
You don't have to be right all the time. You don't have to make your opinion clear all of the time.
Yeah, you don't
It's
even,
not necessary.
Yeah, you don't.
Especially if that opinion is so beyond contradicting and asinine and completely well, bigoted and racist. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
at this point you're either stupid or racist.
oh my god, yeah. If you're in that camp, yeah, for
yeah.
sure. It's like you're 100%. It's not like I'm just like why if this is so abstract to you and whatnot, like why do so many of y'all choose to like combat it? Just shut up.
I really think toxic masculinity is actually a bigger problem than once perceived.
Yeah.
And that toxic masculinity is culture, American culture. Yeah. American culture is toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Like it's built around that fabric. And it's demolishing that fabric. And the reason why these 40-year-olds, look around like, why did I? Because they grew up in this, time and place where those options weren't really given to them. It's not okay to express yourself, or else unless you want to look like a pussy. No one wants to be a pussy, haha. And then that perpetuates itself. And then, growing up with that in your, developmental stages, of course you're going to turn out like that.
That's it, and that's the only thing that's right to like that is a hard fact.
Right.
If you get that in your developmental stages, working out of that is like you got to learn everything in a lot of ways,
Right.
Yeah.
And it hits close to home too. Like actually working in like a garden shop when I was a kid. I played hockey with a friend, and he was on my team for a little bit, and he that's how I knew him. One of our bosses was gay, and I knew the whole time. I mean, it's pretty obvious, and he had this stigma about it. Like he's gay, like picking something up. Yeah, like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, ew, like
yeah,
I mean, ew, like, oh, you better not touch me.
Like,
what? That's a totally new side of you that I didn't know, and that's like close to home. It's like shit.
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
If I go back to, even like with the internet, what it is now. If I go back to my hometown, dude, like you get drunk at a party around there, you are hearing the FAGGOT word like a dozen times, like easy in a night. Like that shit still, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like the amount of times like growing up that kid that like even like like my friends even are like like I don't know, even the most minor shit.
I think we got to take that word back and use it like South Park intended.
Yeah. And
seriously, but use it to the type of people who were saying it like to
specifically the like over alpha motherfuckers.
Right. Because like what do I think when I like first see that dude like a fucking
exactly.
Yeah, like so like
they fucking killed me with that episode.
Fuck that guy. He fucking sucks. Like
like
oh, do you know what that word means? Like oh, it's gay, like homosexual. What? What are you talking about? No, he just sucks. Like
dude, but they just be like, still to this day, dude, like they like the homophobia in rural America, dude. People in the city, they have no idea. Like I'm gonna be real, like being from rural America, dude. People in the city are like, oh, I bet slurs like you. I bet if you hear a slur, which you may, everyone gets angry, or like I bet like fucking people will like throw slurs around. It's like that's like everyone. Like it's not like somebody's going to throw a slur around and people are going to be like, what the fuck, man? No, dude, it's like in my hometown, it's like especially homophobic slurs, everyone. Like they probably still, like I almost guarantee, actually I know this to be true, they still are like, oh, that's so gay, dude. Like they still say that shit, like in passing, and it's
I
like,
mean, it happens. It like I get it. There's some slips. Like we all do it, but like it depends on where it's coming from
yeah,
and what you're really meaning. What's the meaning behind that? What pushes you to say that? You know,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
I mean, granted, it's just an awful word,
yeah.
but still, well, not gay. I mean, describe it.
But
Yeah,
like
derogatory.
using
Yeah.
it in that context,
Yeah,
yeah, it's awful.
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I just like, dude, I mean, shit. I probably went back. I think I went back in 2015. Was the last time I went back home. Maybe 2016. Still same shit.
In the heat of it.
Same shit.
Like-
Yeah.
But I mean, the Trump thing. That was
Oh,
right before that happened.
Yeah, it was right before. Yeah, 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 and yeah, same shit. It was just like, I mean, dude, you be. Oh man.
What?
This dude, like, this dude, during this after party, he like we were like pretty drunk, and this one dude, I don't even know who this dude was, but we're at the homie like Matt's house, and dude in the corner just starts like crying. And it's because he was super high on Xanax. He was like going through a breakup,
Oh,
and
fuck.
he didn't really. He like lost it. He didn't. You know, like when people get really high on Xanax,
Right,
they like
right.
don't really have composure. You know?
Right.
He like lost his composure. He started crying and all this shit. And like, dude, like he got called a faggot. Like I witnessed that in 2000. Fuck, I didn't mean to say that on the mic, but yeah, I witnessed that in 2016, where I was like, dude, that's really dark. It was really dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you see a dude crying and then like that's your fucking reaction.
Yeah, like
There's something seriously wrong with that rhetoric.
so
Check
bad.
yourself.
So
Like,
bad. Yeah, like it was like a few like people I was with like started chuckling like, yo, dude, what the fuck is going on? And then it was like, yeah, don't be a faggot.
damn.
Yeah, it was, bro. Like that's the fucking thing though, man. And that's like even like my generation, like in rural America, dude, the Gen Xers are like, bro, it's like not even, dude. Okay, my homie who owns a clothing company, he grew up same town that I did in Vermont, right? He's out here in LA now, but same friend that I was telling you about, 23 years, right? His stepdad, he's in fashion, man. Like that's what he's like, sick as fuck too. Tough motherfucker, like strong as nails, all that shit, dude. All that cliche, like down from fucking the sticks, hard ass motherfucker. He fits all that shit. Skates like a motherfucker, but he loves fashion. That's what he does, and that's like what he for sure was born to do, right? So growing up, he like started wearing those Kanye shades like real early. You're talking like freshman year in high school, dude. His shit. No, actually, it wasn't even Kanye shades. They were just blue sunglasses. That was fucking it. I remember that, dude. First day he puts those things on. They get in the car, and his stepdad, this is like a roofer in Vermont, his stepdad is like straight to his face. He's like, you look like a faggot, and I will not be seen driving around with a kid that's wearing those. Blue sunglasses. That was it. Straight up. That's what set him off. Blue sunglasses.
That's disgusting.
That's fucking, it's crazy. That's like,
That's fucking nuts.
it's crazy.
Like, how the fuck do you get that? How can you say that to your kid too?
I don't know, man.
Like when you're trying to express yourself. Oh, right, because his dad didn't give him any love either. So it's like perpetuation, generation, and
Exactly. And that's like what I'm saying, where it's like people in cities are like, oh yeah, there's some fucking bad people out there. It's like, dude, what y'all consider like nightmare, that's everyone.
yeah,
Like that's
Yeah.
literally 75% of the population in rural America. And so when like shit like the Trump shit happens, and every like very liberal progressive from a city is like, huh, how could this be? I'm like, I definitely know how this could be. Like I know exactly how this happens.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's true though, and it's really just like a lack of exposure to
Yeah.
you know the real world and what it's like. I mean, if you just gave any macho dude an equally looking macho dude, they need that for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was, I don't know, maybe a gay guy that was like, hey, you know what's gay? What's up? Like, lack of rights for LGBTQ members. Like, that shit's fucking gay, son. Like, you're right, that is fucking gay. Fuck that shit. Yo, fuck Trump. That's right. We should go fucking... Like, it's just a whole rhetoric. You just gotta talk a certain way and fucking dress a certain way, and then like all of a sudden you're in the fucking door, which is stupid, but that's the way it is. And
if you, bro, they are like, though, they are that motherfucker. Like, it is like that. Like, if you just dressed up a tough guy just enough, like, he just had to be a hard working, like, tough mother-fucker.
Right.
Smoking grits and, like, drinking fucking cheap beer. It's just got to be just enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then be like, nah, like, like, nah, I don't play that shit. Like,
and then if he like, gets called, like, you know, gay or whatever, anything derogatory, just like, cut dong, and I'm like,
exactly.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
good.
Dude. If you finesse that, like, I feel like if you finesse that in some, like, real, like, I don't know what these motherfuckers are watching for action movies, but if you finesse that in, like, a real...
Steven Seagal, The Rock, probably.
Holy shit.
I love The Rock, but...
The Rock, see, I fuck with The Rock, but... Oh, man, we can go on a whole rabbit hole of Steven Seagal.
There is
it's incredible.
Oh, God, and how he's a cop, too.
Oh, it's
That's
so good,
insane.
dude.
My roommate was watching... movies on a plane back from Paris once, and he was sitting next to this, you know, guy with you know, the orange construction shirt, like the typical country bumpkin, like America country bumpkin, and like every time he panned over to his screen, sure shit, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was raising his fucking eyebrows on the screen next to him, and he's just like the whole time, like,
holy shit,
every movie. And it's like how long is that flight? 10-12 hours, something like that. So every movie was The Rock. It was insane.
God. Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm so disconnected, but that would make sense. Like The Rock, you have like the Fast and the Furious type shit. Like, oh man, yeah, Steven Seagal is one fat motherfucker now. I don't think he's doing shit. Dude, oh man.
The who did the stand up? It was what's his name? Really? No, god damn it. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Tom Segura did a stand up bit where he was making fun of him, said he was like a cop and like mimicking him doing like his, all right, well, if you want to kick someone's throat, you go like, and it's like his half-ass kick and like, yeah, you really want to take someone down, headshot, and like just Elvis moves. It was so good.
There's like, I strongly recommend anyone listening to this podcast or just in the world deep dive on Steven Seagal movies and people's critiques on them. Please do that.
Please.
Like, you will be shocked. Like, dude, bro, there's this one movie. It's so fucking great. This whole movie, I don't know, he's like in Japan or some shit. He's like, whatever, doing some fucking Steven Seagal shit or whatever. Whatever. It goes through the whole movie. So there's this chick, it's his neighbor, right? The neighbor's daughter gets kidnapped, right? He literally sees this woman in the hallway, makes friends with her daughter gets kidnapped. He goes on this huge excursion, just fucking literally saving her daughter. Meanwhile, the mother is just like, I have no, this is so crazy, or whatever. She gets like kidnapped by the mob, all this shit. So you got to keep in mind, this is all based off of like this brief encounters that they have in the hallway. Right. Steven Seagal saves her daughter, saves her, and then he fucks her at the end of the video, at the end of the movie. For like, it's completely random. It's like you have zero interaction with this woman. And then
there's like no chemistry whatsoever. It just happens.
There's no preface
that
love
is beautiful.
Story. He just fucks her at the end of the movie.
My God.
It's like,
oh my God.
It's like, why did that happen, man?
That's right. That's what I do. Yeah. That's how he talks. I fight the bad guys and I fuck the woman.
Bro. Early in his career, I get so fucking hyped about this. Early in his career, he spoke fully articulate. Bro, he's like a fully white guy. He's fully white.
Yeah.
He spoke perfectly articulate, like any actor would, right? He gets cast in this role. I think he's a cop. No one says he's black. No one says that. Like, there's not even like, it may be implied that that could have been played by a black guy. fully just like adopts this black accent. Like for the whole movie, he's like, yeah, I don't know how you like. It's like that classic like Robert Downey Jr. black accent. But that's where it starts, right? So you got to keep in mind in the 80s, he's a fucking articulate white dude. He gets cast in this movie where he like now has a black accent and he grows that goatee. He later then gets cast as a fucking ninja. He's a martial arts expert, a fucking well-rounded MMA motherfucker, and then he adopts this horrifically racist Asian accent. Like it is like so like I am like it's like I don't even want to do it. It's like full blown fucked up, and then you see following years of that, he has this fucked up amalgamation of this like fake racist Asian accent and this black accent, which is what you hear Steven Seagal now, where he's like, I don't know what is like it's like this
my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like if you I love this shit. If you fucking you pull up like the first Steven Seagal movie of all time and just listen to him talk and you're like, who the fuck is this guy? You're like, this is a different human being. It is incredible.
Oh my god, that's so there is so I forgot which YouTube channel this was, but there was this guy who interviews people who are just out of their fucking minds.
Laugh, I think. Maybe
could be
LAWPH or something like that. I don't know.
Could be orange hair.
Oh no, never mind.
No. He does a podcast, like, you know, just like doing stories on these weird people, YouTubers, and one YouTuber is like this total white guy that like just I need to be black. I need to be black. Yes. My skin needs to be black. And he's just
holy shit.
All out over time, and it's like this whole documentary. It's like a 30-minute segment on like, you know, video after video of him like over time. And like, I finally got the surgery and I got like what? And he like got the fucking like these crazy implant like dreads or something like that. Just like, dude,
I live for this shit.
Yeah, oh my god. It was insane. And the audacity to the funniest part, he had the audacity to start like ragging on like, I just saw this motherfucker walking down the street dressed as a proud black man.
Oh my god.
And I can't accept that. That is not right. That is not okay. Who gives this man, this white man, permission to dress that way? And he's like you're white.
Yeah.
You're white.
He's like, that bitch was grabbing her purse. Like, what?
Oh my god.
Oh my
it's like
god.
Fucking nuts, dude.
I live for this shit, dude.
Fucking, it was beautiful. Like,
Rachel
laughing
Dolezal.
So hard.
Oh my god, Rachel Dolezal. Like, do you know the dude? Oh my gosh, I think she even ran for like a fucking position in like Congress or something like that. Rachel Dolezal, she went super viral around the same time that Bad Baby was going viral, or the Catch Me Outside girl.
Right.
Dude, it's so incredible. This woman was doing Black Lives Matter rallies, dude. She was doing full-blown standing press conferences with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
The fucking organization specifically, not just at... Yeah.
Right.
She's literally working with the organization. Fucking dreads. Like, brown hair, or brown skin. Like, full-blown, like, brothers and sisters. 100% white. Like, exactly what you're talking about. Like, 100% white. Like, you go a decade earlier, she's a white woman. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it's like full, like, trans, but with race. It's, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, documented? Like,
oh, yeah. Well known. Rachel Dolezal, man. Yeah. I live for this shit.
I gotta see this.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. Like, this is why I gotta get like a tech guy like on the podcast to like start pulling shit up. But like, hold on, I'll just pull it up on the side.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude. Rachel Dolezal. Yeah. So this is. Oh my god.
That's insane.
So this is fucking Rachel Dolezal. Oh, where's like a good. So that's Rachel Dolezal. She fully claimed to be black, dude. This is like a previous...
No!
Yeah, dude, she's like fucking
no! Oh my god.
Oh, it's one of the best things ever that's ever happened. It's like, it's fucking crazy, right?
She looks gorgeous though, and like, I mean, comparatively.
Yeah, it's funny. She looks much better as a
Yeah,
black woman.
yeah.
Than,
If that's what black is, yeah,
Yeah.
It's fuck,
As a
man.
black woman,
yeah,
yeah.
as a fuck, man.
That's-
That's
it's-
crazy.
it's fucking wild because, like, that's literally blackface
Dude.
all day. That's blackface from when you wake up to when you go to bed. 365 days a year, blackface.
Oh my god.
Dude, I
Is
live for this
appropriation like an understatement at that point?
shit. I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just that's highway robbery. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Highway robbery.
I fucking live for this shit, dude. Like, I don't know why, man. Like, I don't know why. Like, another really, like, one of my favorites is, like, the TikTok kids that were doing, like, blackface during the BLM shit. They would be like, yeah, so...
I didn't know about this.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great because they think that they're doing such a wonderful thing. All of them, yeah. So there's, like, this weird trend of videos. Yeah, where, like, when specifically the fucking all of the rallies were happening last year, right? When it was just, yeah, the George Floyd, like, that whole movement was happening, all these TikTok kids would be doing these videos where they're like, dude, it's like, they'd be like, what it's like to be an African American in the U.S. society, full blackface of makeup, and then they, like, pretend to be a cop or whatever and, like, beat him down, and they're like, I didn't do anything, and then there would be, like, play, like, corny songs where they're like, I don't even, dude, you just have to find these. There's, like, dozens of these videos of, like, teenagers that are just accidentally, I mean, if you want to say accident,
doing blackface.
just blackface.
Because they don't know the meat or the history behind it,
Yeah.
and why it happened. Like,
Yeah.
they just see, well, how can we, be that character, but, like, I'm white.
Yeah.
Well, brown face paint. Like, they're just, it's not like, no, that has a history. Like, the
Yeah,
dark
like, don't do
history.
that.
Don't fuck.
And then they just get lit up in the comments. Like,
Right,
every video.
yeah,
like,
right.
They all go viral, of course. 'Cause
Right,
it's like,
of
holy
course.
shit, yeah.
But that goes to show, like, where our money is being allocated and not into education and history lessons, because, like, this wouldn't be a thing if we just fucking did that right.
Dude, there's,
You
like,
know?
so much shit in, like, the biggest one that got me that I learned later as an adult is the robbery of gold. They don't teach you anything in history about that.
What's that?
Okay, well, like, for instance, if you don't know, blew my fucking mind when I learned this. Okay, so you know how, like, a lot of, like, capital of countries is quantified by how much gold they have? Like, U.S. has, like, had a gold reserve until, like, the 1970s.
Right.
And they would be like, that's how much your dollar's worth, is how much your gold reserve is. Right. So all these countries, like, have all this gold and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what country literally, like, holds the most gold in all of the world?
Wasn't it India?
Africa.
Africa.
To my understanding, right? So now, at this point, Africa has, like, the most gold in all of the world. Whereas, like, that's what we were using to quantify wealth. And
Right.
what is the poorest continent in the entire world?
Uh-huh.
Is Africa.
Africa, yeah.
That's because, like, every fucking nation that isn't Africa, like, that's a fucking, their resources, like, their GDP, if you were to quantify, like, how many resources Africa has,
It's insane.
it shits on everyone.
Right.
Right. But they have just literally been robbed forever, for human history.
Because of colonization. And,
Exactly.
And that starts with the Dutch and then, like, the Chinese currently. And, like, everyone's had a piece.
It goes on to this day.
And separation of tribes, and that's why you have so much violence over there, is because of that separation, and
Yeah.
all they want is their original, true original land back. But
Yeah.
now it's so convoluted with political borders and such a mess that, like, there's no way to get our true land back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everyone's been displaced, everyone's fighting, and then the rest of the world goes like, well, maybe if we wanted to take you seriously, you'd stop fighting. Well, it's your fault that we are. And
Well, also, I mean, a lot of it, too, is this perpetuation of, like, it's PR in this really crazy way. Like, essentially, every single country in the world also runs these massive charity organizations that's like, look at how impoverished and fucking failing Africa is as a whole. do you mean like where like black people come from?
Right.
Like, look at how awful their entire nation is. Yeah, it's not exactly.
Yeah.
It's not fucking endless tribes
Right.
of fucking starving children.
Right.
It exists, but it's like that's not. And then the counterpoint to that also is like, why does that exist then? Is it maybe because white people have like convinced you all that like you're fucking somehow less than them and then they rob from you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that maybe what's happening? It's like fucking wild to me, dude. Like, that's really the situation, I think, like that it just obviously needs to be untaught. I mean, this is a big thing, but that's like how that shit gets perpetuated is like these fucking white people they go over there.
It's surface.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, we have all this technology. Look how poor you are. Like, you must be starving. We're going to just work for us for like a penny an hour,
right.
and you can make your way there.
Right.
And then you have like literally endless amounts of people in these fucking in Africa just mining until they die for
right.
like dog shit. It's
yeah.
literally slavery.
Yeah.
Like
it's modern slavery.
Yeah, it's
slavery.
modern. It's insane. But oh yeah, sorry, I went on a whole thing there. But my whole point is like going back to the history and shit in school. I'd known zero of that. Like for all of high school, I knew none of that.
None of that. You're only taught the goody two shoes. You know, America's #1 version.
Straight up.
That's all it is. Pilgrims and like we worked with the Indians.
I think even, you know what's fucked up about that too is like my school was progressive enough to be like, no, they were killing a bunch of Indians, but I think even that is more.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, I could see it being a little off. Yeah, I mean, we did learn. Yeah, we learned about a couple things. I mean, but it never really went in depth about what actually went down. You know, they kind of brush it under a little bit. Like it wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, and they're like, yeah, this is in fucking late 1600s and 1700s this is happening. It's like, yo, dude, like, do you know what I think it's, if I'm remembering right, I might be wrong here, but I believe Guantanamo Bay, I think was literally robbed from it. There's a fucking island that holds a prison right now to this day. Maybe Guantanamo Bay. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't quote me on that. But, like, one of those prisons was fucking, literally, it was the last Indian reserve, like, fucking land in that state until, like, the 80s, I want to say. Someone's probably going to fact check.
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Thank
you.
Yeah, it's Alcatraz.
Yes.
Angel Island and Alcatraz. Both of those islands, apparently.
I'm so glad that you knew that. Yeah.
And Angel Island is, I think, I could be wrong about that, actually. That's maybe a park now, like, open to everyone just camping and stuff. But, yeah, Alcatraz is still the prison.
Dude, and that was like in modern history.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, dude, it was like the last ditch effort to be like, we just want this fucking spot. Like, please don't steal this from us.
An innocent black man just died last year for nothing. Like, that's nothing, almost. Yeah. And, like, I'm not surprised. And we're living in it right now for some reason. I'm sure there's something going on right now that, like, you know, we don't even see that's really bad. Yeah. That should be stopped.
Oh,
Yeah,
continue.
Oh, I was going to say the 1600s thing. I was watching something on the Sioux Nation and their treaty being broken up over time, and it's been broken up about like 6 times or something like that.
Yeah.
And one of those times was immediately after the first peace treaty was signed. They had a peace pipe smoking ceremony with the U.S. government and like the head chiefs, I guess.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, they're like, we're gonna take half of that back now. Dude, I don't think you understand what a peace pipe smoking ceremony is. This is like ultimate for us. This is like, this is it. This is a fucking pinky swear, like never, ever, ever. Yeah. And like 6 times they did this, and it got reduced to what it is now. Like I think 2 little sections in like South Dakota, and then 1 little section at the bottom of South Dakota in the western corner.
Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit.
It keeps getting worse too, and it's infuriating. It is fucking infuriating.
Well, because every year you get older, you're like, oh, so like things are like way more disgusting than I thought. You know what I mean? Like, That's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, oh shit. Like history, you really gotta just assume that it's all kind of all fucking bad, man, because it's like all. It's like what you get taught in school is just honest. Those are the highlights. You're just getting literally only the good shit. Because
Right.
everything else is pretty fucking horrific. You
And
know?
they're putting a positive twist on it too.
That's what I was gonna say about the Native American shit, man. Is that like I feel even the fact that they were like, oh no, they definitely like caused genocide on these people in my school. That's like, it's manipulative because to a kid you're like, wow, white people were really fucked up back then, and then you just leave the thought there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, nope. To this day, there's still, you know.
Show him Dances with Wolves. He'll
Yeah,
get
oh
it.
my-
Yeah, he'll get it.
Yeah.
I mean, as corny as it sounds, I mean, I thought that movie's actually very historically accurate.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, surprisingly, right?
Who? It's not. Is it Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Maybe, or Mel Gibson.
No, not Kurt Russell. It's the other one.
I'm gonna look that up now.
Yeah,
I
look
wanna
that
know.
up.
Because I know it was like one of those guys.
That movie is very historically accurate. But yeah, oh my god, dude, what a fucking nightmare that was.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Costner.
Yeah, straight up.
pretty tight.
I mean, that movie was like, that got to me.
Yeah.
So I saw that as a little kid.
Yeah.
I like immediately wanted to go to the Native American Museum afterwards. And like,
Respect.
yeah, I wanted to, and we had like a Cub Scouts excursion, so like got to do that. Yeah.
I never even, dude. Just what you just said. I didn't even think about this until just now. I'm 27 years old, and I'm like, bro, they dress up white kids in uniform in fucking America, and then they're like, you're Cub Scouts. Go learn fucking natural shit. It's like, yo, think about this. The fucking timeline. Like, you have white people come over here. They fucking genocide. Just like, they just fuck them all up horrifically. Yep. And then skip forward like a few hundred years, and they're like, so all this shit that like Native Americans were doing, we're going to dress up our white kids like this, and then we're going to train you guys how to do that.
Right.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And call you Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
There was none of that in mind. We were
not to demonize.
Oh my gosh, no, but I get it, because like the Cub Scouts were notorious for doing that type of stuff. Like,
yeah, it's like
the powwow, and then they would actually have the audacity to put on a feather head.
Yeah,
Just,
dude.
like, sorry, headdress.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, God, what a fucking nightmare that was. Like the whole ideology behind Cub Scouts, and that was brainwashing, now that I think about it.
Also, wasn't there like there's like a big, I don't know if it was in your situation, but there was a big scandal with Cub Scouts where like they were like not letting gay people part of Cub Scouts.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. It was like just in general, they were just like, you can't.
In general, because it's like, it's all controlled by like dads.
Yeah.
So whoever is the scout leader, it could be anyone's father, you know, could be a group of the fathers. And, you know, if that group just so happens to not like gay guys, like,
yeah.
tough shit, little Billy, you're gay. You can't be a part of our club.
Dude, the thing with homophobia in small towns that I can't shake is like, I know this dude in my hometown. I'm not going to name names. This is his thing. But I know this dude, and also none of my hometown friends watch my podcast, so they will never see this. But there's this dude who inadvertently, like, I grew up with this dude, inadvertently, like, came out to me because he also thought that, like, I'm way more eccentric than anyone.
Right.
I'm like an artist and all this shit. You know what I mean?
So he took it one way.
Yeah, and he inadvertently, like, kind of came out to me because he tried to, like,
yeah.
He made a few moves on me, actually.
Yeah.
And like I like rejected them and was like, oh shit, like this was different. Because at first it was like it's a long story, but like actually I can't go into details because someone could piece two and two together. But pretty much, I thought it was like a real like homie moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, love you, man. And then it was like, yeah, he like very much made a move on me, and then later tried again, and. This whole thing, though, it makes me think is I'm like, You know, I would like that dude a lot more if, because he was like a real fucking dick, dude. I was like, I would enjoy that guy's company a lot more if I knew that he was like bisexual or gay, like, or
Right.
homosexual, like the whole time, or
Right.
you know, whatever
Right.
preference. I would just honestly, because he's such a little shithead. But like, if he would have been comfortable in his own skin and like would have had the space to do that, I'm like, oh, you would have been great. I'm sure this would have been great for you. But still to this day, dude, he's like 26 years old. Still hasn't come out.
What?
Yeah, still hasn't come
Wow.
out. I know that for a fact. Yeah.
I mean, God, that's hard, man. You must have grown up in a place, because I was given examples of like, so, I mean, skateboarding was always like a subculture,
Yeah.
and then like all the skateboarders that I looked up to were all hanging out with like goths, punks, the LGBTQ gang,
Yeah.
and they were all cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And those were the kids that I like gravitated towards. So at a really young age, I was like, "Oh, you're gay? Cool. What's that like?" And then like, "Cool. Now I understand."
Yeah.
That's all it is. And then you get this, positive stigma where you're like, "Oh, wait, is that a thing? Is stigma, the word stigma, negative always?"
No, yeah, I think positive stigma
Does
works.
that work? I
Yeah.
feel like that doesn't. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, positive stigma. It could be an oxymoron. Yeah, you get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just guides you. So every time you do see like the homophobia, you're like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I
100%.
get it. Like, I would understand. You weren't exposed to any of that. You weren't given an example of like someone who you admire that's also happens to be gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it just the way it works.
Kind of breaks my heart for the kid, to be honest, for that dude, and anyone else in that situation, because I'm just like, if everyone didn't throw that around like it was some big fucking taboo in like a small town, like, because the thing, they like justify all that. They're like, that ain't really me because I know like the one gay dude that lives in the town and we're tight. I never thought it was weird. He's gay.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, you don't think it's weird that a gay man is gay, but if your good friend tomorrow was like, hey, so I'm gay,
Right.
you would think that's completely fucking
Like
weird.
bonkers, because you're like, I knew you my whole life.
Yeah,
like,
and I probably called you the F word like a million times.
Actually, I'd be more It's more like, it's more like the shock. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like if a friend just came up to you and said, "Oh Jesus," and you see he's bald, like, "Yeah, I just lost my hair overnight." Like,
Yeah,
that's like the shock. You're like, "Whoa, when the fuck?"
And that's
how?
how they feel about that.
Right.
Whereas, like, I feel like if you're raised somewhere that's fucking progressive, where there's like fucking 1/3 of the population is like,
You just know, and it's okay.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, like, oh, you say, all right, I didn't know, good, thanks for letting me know, and then you
Exactly.
move the fuck on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah, in a small town, it's like, holy shit.
Parents are a huge one. The acceptance of parents. If you don't get that, then it's just like
Yeah.
fucking near impossible. That's probably what that guy is going through. That fucking awful.
I think so too. Yeah, he always idolized.
Awful.
He always idolized like fucking chicks. Like he's like literally was like, oh yeah, like I fuck way more. Like he like literally flexed about how many girls he slept with and all that shit. It's
Right.
like all the cliche
Right.
like douchey shit.
Right.
Which, funny enough, to us, we weren't even like in my friend circle. It was like no one really gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're the only one that seems to care that much about
Right.
that.
Right.
And this is another crazy thing about that phenomenon is my mom is like woke, right? She's the best. She is like fucking so smart, all this shit, and she's socially smart. She knows what the fuck is good.
Right.
She's the fucking best. When I was like 12 years old, right? This dude sleeps over at my house. We're like, we're riding bikes in the day, butts up and fast. We're fucking having a good day. Whatever. He passes out at my house and stays the night. And then the next day he goes home. And my mom was like, she's like, this is the kind of mom that I have. She was like, do you know that he's gay? And I was like, what, mom, what the fuck? Like, I was like rude, or like, cause
Yeah,
that's how
yeah,
you
right,
know,
right. Like, come on.
yeah. Like at the time too, I was also fucking just like the rest of the town, like probably homophobic and
Right,
shit,
sure.
you know. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is your problem with? And she's like, I don't have a problem. He's like, but she's like, you should know, like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to just blur that out. What I just said his name. I'm gonna hard cut that out.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's
Don't
so funny.
worry.
I just
Yeah.
noticed that I said that.
Oof.
But yeah, I was like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, I don't have a problem with him. Because she's like, when he's older, like he's probably gay, and I was like, no, what the fuck, you know? And then I'm like, you know, I'm how old was I then? 21 years old or 20 years old or something. Visit my hometown, and then that happens because he thought that, you know, I was, yeah, I was like, holy shit, like how did you know that? And I asked my mom about it later, and she was like, I don't know, some kids you just know. She was like, he's just such a dick. That was it. Like, she was like, not at all saying homosexual people are assholes, but the super, if you're bottling that much,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, he's bottling it.
Right.
And my mom was like, yeah, he was like such an asshole to everyone. And you could clearly tell that he was trying to compensate for something at the age of 11 years old.
Yeah.
Like, 11 years old, you're trying to compensate for what, you know? And I was like, whoa, like, blew my fucking mind.
That's unbelievable.
I know. I'm
The
how?
serendipity. That's crazy.
I know. My mom is woke as shit. Like, not woke in the sense of crystals and all that. She's, like, super intellectual.
No, yeah,
and, like,
just intuitive.
intuitive as fuck.
Crazy.
Yeah. She was she's the person that got me, like, that put me on to Bernie Sanders and all, like, democratic socialism and
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she put me on
Wow.
that way. I mean, we lived in Vermont, so he was like a senator the whole time
Right.
that I lived there. But that's like when you're younger and you don't give a fuck. Like, you're like, that's an old guy that works in the government.
But you don't realize like what he's fighting for, what he represents yet, and like it's, man.
yeah.
When did that happen for you?
It was the first year that he ran for president. When my mom was like, yeah, this dude. Like,
That's the time. Yeah.
yeah. She was like, you don't really know, but like that's what the fuck we need right there.
Yeah.
Kind of broke it down to me, and then like, you know, you get to know him more, and it was just like, holy shit, yeah. Kind of breaks my heart where it's at right now, because he's like, he's older now, and so in 4 years,
He's gonna have a legacy. Trust me. Not only him, but he's going to be overshadowed with someone even greater that carries his belief system into
Yeah.
the new realm.
yeah,
I mean, we're already seeing it. Cat's out of the bag. The country's divided.
yeah,
It's only going to get more divided until it doesn't.
yeah,
And it's just the progression of like condensation, breaking apart, coming back, breaking apart, branching into new things, and then coming back together again. It happens with every facet of life.
yep,
And it's just interesting to see, though, because like we're probably going to end up out of this in the next 20 years, 30 years. I mean, I don't know. But I'm going to say we're going to end up with at least 3 different provinces to split up the nation. Like,
you're like, it's gonna go.
I think it's
so
gonna
far.
split. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna split at this point. Like, if
Yeah.
something's not like changed, I mean, it's so far back.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the tools to reallocate the money in the proper positions, so we get to the root of the problem rather than putting band-aids on infected wounds.
Yeah,
But the time and the patience it takes to do the right thing, I guess the American people don't have. So
I mean, and every person along the way.
yeah, and so it's like, okay, well, inevitably speaking, then we have only one more option, which is split. And now that's the question of war or no war. I think war is being eradicated as we speak, like the idea of sending people. But it's just, it'll never get to that point here, I don't think.
I hope not. I mean, there were a lot of people during. By the way, that was really brilliant what you said about the pattern of life. How you can see that pattern of just the bounce essentially
Oh, thank you.
everywhere. Yeah, that's a really brilliant
It's
observation,
a
man.
family tree. Everything grows like a tree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very as above, so below. You know.
Same thing.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
balance to everything in duality.
Because there's times when I look at society where I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of patterns that get followed, and you see the bounce of like, of conflicting ideas and whatnot. But when you point it out where it's like, but yeah, but that's all of nature and everything does that.
Everything.
It's like, oh, yeah, that I never looked at society like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Do you remember the Men in Black movie where I think it's the end of the movie where it's like the smallest atom and then it zooms out and it's the universe, but then
Yeah.
it's like, so they should have stopped with the aliens right there and should have brought it back to another atom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything is connected in the simplest form and everything grows in the same way.
Yeah.
And that, like,
one of the like straw man esque versions of that. One of the like really like the cheap version of that people like to show on social media and all that shit is they look at a microchip and then they look at like city blueprints and they're like, see,
yeah.
oh, tell me we're not in a simulation or whatever they want to say.
No.
But like the thing that has always stood out to me about that is like, well, that's an interesting example because we built both of those things.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, the thing that we're going to house ourselves in is also going to be the thing that we house other things in.
Right.
And then from that you can deduct like, yeah, everything's going to work in that scale.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was I did this one trick. I don't know. I was on like a YouTube binge and seeing like the web of galaxies in the observable universe.
Yeah.
And how it's like laid out and everything. So I like paused it for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And I looked for a video on YouTube that was like a single finite ball with water in it that just explodes.
Yeah.
And trying to envision that without the force of gravity above.
Right.
And if you pause it, just right there, it is the exact fucking display of the universe. And
yeah,
that was just a random water exploding video.
Right.
Everything has these same properties and mimics the same pattern. It's sort of...
I think about that shit all the time. I wonder if I don't think that ice cream truck is gonna get in the mic too bad because they're pretty directional. They're like condenser mics.
Dope. I love Choco Tacos.
Chocolate tacos are pretty fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about that shit all the time, man. Like it kind of it shapes a lot of the way that I like actually take action in life because there's a lot of things, you know what I mean, where you can kind of be like, I don't know.
Compare it to a plant.
Yeah, compared to a plant or anything, you know what I mean?
So if you're having trouble growing because there are all these huge trees around you in a fucking forest, right?
Yeah.
You're just this little shrub. What do? You fucking find a spot where there's sun. So the sun being like the metaphor is that you could get into with like plants and just the way they grow and how, if you stress a plant out, it's only going to grow 2 more branches out of that broken one.
Yeah, that makes it, yeah.
So like with a negative comes 2 positives.
Exactly, yeah.
And so forth and so on.
Yeah. I mean, everything, fundamentally, it's just, I genuinely do feel like a lot of like the regular tribulations that like people run through in their life, you can kind of find the answers in like life itself a lot of times. And that's like, I mean, even like goofy fucking answers, you know what I mean? Like, or goofy questions I find with just like the as above, so below thing, which is in the fucking universe. If I'm like overwhelmed with work or anything, I just like start to think about it and I'm like, how does even like like whatever atom molecule, you know what how does fungus fucking grow? If fungus is like buried in rocks, how does it grow? Well, it's like it finds new avenues that wouldn't be the most convenient. It finds new unexpected avenues. So then you can look at your own situation and be like, maybe if I threw a fucking curveball in there, that I could get around this. You know what I mean?
Evolution.
There's like a million different instances of that I run into in life where it's like I can learn more just around or just from life around me than like
Right.
some bullshit someone says on the internet or whatever.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Just like, what does this animal do when he's in trouble? And then where does he go? What options does he have? Oh, I get it now. And then
Yeah.
I'll go back and be like, okay, fucking, I know what to do.
Straight up. I find that constantly.
It's everywhere. The reoccurring patterns everywhere.
Yeah.
It is life.
And funny on this subject, I have this ideology with like with man, I'm gonna sound, these are a lot of big words that are completely unnecessary.
Shoot.
But I have an ideology with philosophy, right? And philosophies in general that like I feel like a lot of things that people dress up in a lot of really colorful language and mystical fucking ideas and shit.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, right. So you find like all these people like say like X, Y, and Z about vibrations, which is just scientific bullshit. It means nothing. But like anyway, doesn't matter. In a way, in a lot of ways.
Oh, no.
But yeah. So people will dress it up with all this stuff and kind of put this mystical fucking theme on it about being woke, or they look at Jesus and all this shit, or like their own religion or whatever. But so more often than not, it's like you can find that these lessons are being taught in a tangible, logical, clear, concise way right in front of you. You just got to look for them.
Right.
You have to actually observe it.
Right.
That's like, bro, like...
We like to make things more complex in order to see the simplicity of it all.
Exactly. When someone wise at one point in time at a music festival said, hey, you are projecting negative energy onto me and it's making me feel sad because someone around me is sad and I can't help but to empathize with them.
Right.
Someone heard that and they said they're projecting negative energy on him and therefore his aura is being damaged.
And Mercury's in retrograde and I'm feeling saucy and like,
and all this fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
it's like, bro, he's not shooting laser beams.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what's happening right now.
Like, no, it's a very scientifically drawn out process. It can all be explained. You just have to do the research. It's all there.
You gotta break it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 2 + 2 doesn't equal 5. It equals 4. You're the facts.
Exactly.
4. It's just like, people don't want to dive that deep. It's hard to understand other people and want to. I thought you were going down a different avenue with that. Actually, I thought you were relating it to Birds of Paradise.
Birds of Paradise.
Are you familiar with the BBC Birds of Paradise?
I am not.
So, they're these awesome, like crazy colored birds that have uniquely adapted to do these weird dances with their colorful feathers.
Yeah.
Like it's designed for each specific species. One looks like he's doing this like tutu dance, like he has a tutu.
I do think I know.
It's crazy, alien. But so that's essentially what you're watching right there. Just the wild version of what we do with tattoos, piercings, flashy clothes, dancing at the club.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, just in the wild.
Dude.
Putting on a show for the mate, and then like you need flashy colors in order to attract the mate in the first place. So go to the club. No one's gonna look at you like that. Fucking, you need to put on some of that Kanye gear and like those Kanye glasses, those blue Kanye glasses. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
Bro, it's so funny that you say that. At first when you said that, I was like, I don't know if that would and then you start to think, bro, I bet you would get ass wearing Kanye glasses right now because someone in the club would be like, yo, that's fucking crazy you still have those. Like,
that's a throwback.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
And then you'd piss off all the heads who were like, I'm genuinely doing this. Am I just like 15 years behind? And like, fucking hate women, damn it. And then they go in the corner and like...
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think the thing I learned... What was it? Yeah, the thing I learned most from animals is intelligence, man. Intelligence, I realize, is subjective, dude. Like... That shit is fucked me up. Yeah, way long ago.
Yeah, we talk shit on a lot of the Trumpers, but in reality, it's like everyone's genius in their own way. That dude who voted for Trump could be a mathematician.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's funny, dude. Like, I learn from wildlife specifically, when scientists talk about intelligence of, say, a whale, they're not talking about like how many math problems a whale could do.
Right.
They're talking about like hunting patterns.
Right.
Like the way that they can succeed best in their environment, right? And then you start to realize, well, humans are so intrinsically fucking kind of chaotic. You know, there's like a lot of randomness because we got like big fucking brains or whatever. There's a lot of like societal randomness. So you kind of have to imagine that Trumper's environment is completely fucking different from mine.
Right.
His angle, what he's doing, it's like he might actually be apex. He might be fucking alpha in his environment by doing that. And so that's what is intelligent for him to do.
Right.
Is like more people like me like this or whatever dumb fucking hack job ass soulless decision he makes. No, I'm just kidding. But like whatever decision he makes to do that, it's like it may benefit him and it may be smarter to do that.
Right.
You know? Like I personally like in society, I see why that's not the move, but I don't live in that corner in that. And I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying more power to you, motherfuckers.
No.
Less power.
But I totally understand where you're coming from.
But I get it.
Yeah.
I understand
it.
Of
course. You have to. You got to know your enemy, man.
Exactly.
Exactly. And you got to break it down and try to find the middle ground and why things ended up the way they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
The animal thing that I was watching this video on hyenas, by the way, I think they're like the cutest / most awesome animals ever.
Is it your spirit animal?
I fucking love hyenas.
I like elephants for some reason. Yeah.
Ooh, elephants good too.
Don't
they're
know why.
Smart as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, these hyenas, they're so affectionate and they're like super pack oriented. They're dogs. They're wolves. They're not in the canine family though.
Really?
I think that's correct. I think they were closer to cats, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't even tell because that's such like an ambiguous looking animal, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
Super evil looking.
Yeah, super evil looking.
But like, you know, just seeing this hyena just run over to a human, like that hand raised him, and doing his like chuckle.
Yeah.
It was super cute. That always gets me. But I always wanted like 2 hyenas. If it weren't, you know, taking them away from their home and their wild, like definitely 2 hyenas, like as an aesthetic, just like, yeah, look at this.
Dude, those things are fucking vicious, dude. Holy shit.
Fuck.
They're like angry, like vicious, like crazy fucking animals, dude.
Oof.
Something I learned about lions, like probably 2 years ago or some shit. I learned like lions chill as fuck. They're exactly like cats, actually. They won't kill you. They literally only kill to eat. They will not kill you. Lions are chill as fuck. Tigers, they will fucking murder you. They are territorial. But
really?
Yeah, straight up. Lions, you can like... I think people don't have them as pets because like, holy shit, why? That's a massive animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, tigers are big too, but like that's also fucking crazy and I don't think anyone should have that shit as a pet. But like... Tigers, vicious. They're angry. Lions, not so much. They're actually extremely relaxed. They're just like...
they seem a little more docile in the wild, like dogs versus, you know, tigers that are like, you know, constantly looking and they got those eyes.
Yeah.
Just wide open. Prowl.
They're constantly ready to attack. I think, like, if I remember right, it's because I was, like, watching this big cat thing. It was one of those deep rabbit hole things, you know? Uh-huh. If I remember right, it's like panthers are the gnarliest ones. Like, they will fucking kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
After watching Apocalypto.
Apocalypto, what's that?
The movie Apocalypto with Mel Gibson.
Sleeping on it.
I love that aesthetics. One of the most historically inaccurate films of all time. It's like astoundingly historically inaccurate.
That's Mel Gibson.
Fuck, dude. You really fucking bastardized that one. But, I mean... aesthetically it was awesome, but there's a scene in it where there's jaguar and it's relentless. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's relentless. This thing is just fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I mean that's probably pretty accurate because to my understanding that like that's a big reason why they're not in zoos. Like they'll just kill anything. Yeah, like I think they just have a big territorial thing. I think it's like a proximity thing. Like if you just get in their area, they'll just fucking, yeah.
Crazy.
So wild. But lions don't really give a shit. They're just chilling, from my understanding.
Huh.
Yeah. Because if you look at them kill, too, if you look at them kill other animals, they just pick one. They just pick one off.
Right.
They're like, that's the one I want to eat today.
Right.
Because I'm hungry. And then, like, it's back
and that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I think even tigers are pretty, like, they're on edge and just, yeah, ready to go.
Right.
Except for, I mean, any cat is a cat, though. I mean, they, like, fucking, if that crazy-ass Joe motherfucker in the South can train a bunch of tigers, I'm sure they can, like, chill out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But, like...
You hand raise anything, it's going to love you. Like, it's just, that's the commonality thing. Again, with, like, everything comes back. It doesn't matter, you know, what you are. If you're raised by mother, what mother is, that's God in my eyes, like, in any animal.
Yep. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, that's a damn good point, man. I mean, that's like another one of those fucking...
Even reptiles. Like, and those are the coldest motherfuckers on the planet. Like, reptiles are notorious for not having emotion, which is bullshit, by the way. But granted, nothing is black and white, only shades of gray.
Yeah.
Crocodiles, they're getting close. They to have no emotion. Like,
dude, those things are so sick. I can't. That's such a radical animal.
Right.
I can't even imagine living. Dude, people are fucking insane for living in Florida. I can't even. That's crazy to me. Like, can you imagine going to, like, swim at a pond and you're just like, oh, don't mind the fucking dinosaur in the corner.
Yeah,
like,
right.
The literal dinosaur alien fucking lizard that will murder you. It will murder you.
Fucking insane. Oh, Komodo dragons.
They run like dogs. Have you seen a Komodo dragon that's domesticated?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of videos. Like, where the guy's just holding him on his lap, and I fucking want that so bad.
Same. Like, specifically those big dragons. I'm just like, that's
dude.
so cool.
Come here, boy.
Yeah.
He just waddles his fat butt, like, Wah.
Yeah, they're so excited, too. They're like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I got food today.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I would love that. There's a group of pets that I would really like to have. I have, like, weird ones really bad, like otters. I've freaked the fuck out.
Oh, they're so sweet. Those are the cutest animals. You know, they give each other pet rocks.
Bro, they hold hands when they're floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So cute.
It's so crazy. Yeah, they're just really impractical to, like, domesticate. You, like, can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to be in water. Like,
right.
I think there's, like, a smelling thing too. There's, like, all these reasons.
Right.
The only reason I know is because I looked up once. I was like, I want a fucking otter.
Right.
You know? But, yeah, I'd like a beaver, too. I have the same exact feeling about beavers, where I'm like, this is a fascinating animal.
Right.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
I wanted a skunk really bad.
People pulled that off, yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. That was a reasonable one. When I was living in Chicago at the time, because my friend was talking about getting, like, this black rooster. And I'm like, fuck, that sounds awesome. I want a metal animal. I'm like, skunks, and they're, like, super cute, and they're really smart, and they are like puppies if you, raise them. They're super playful.
Yeah.
They always do this little squeak thing. Yeah, it's just de-gland, of course.
Exactly.
Right. But
that would be
arguably cruel.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know.
I don't either, because I'd want to read documentation on that or, like, something about it, because it's like, that could just be as simple as, like, getting your wisdom teeth pulled out.
Right, or your tonsils removed or something like that. Yeah. If it's that simple and it's not, like, clipping cat nails, then, or, declawing, then yeah, totally.
Yeah, no doubt. I think definitely big lizards. I want one really bad. I had a really good one a second ago. Oh, I want a tarantula, but I want a blue cobalt tarantula. They're like these dark blue, like shiny. They look like blue metal. Yeah, they're kind of expensive. They're like a few $100, like, but they're a crazy looking spider.
Damn. Speaking of the blue iguanas, have you seen those?
No.
I saw one at Petco, and I was about to get him. I got the chameleon instead, but at the time,
You got a chameleon?
I got a chameleon, but my fiance was like, nope, fuck no. And she was still living in Spain at the time, and like,
Yeah.
like I was still prepping, and I'm like, she's terrified of lizards,
Yeah.
and I was trying to warm her up to it by getting a chameleon, because like they're slow and they're kind of cute, and she's like, nope, and I'm like, fuck. Anyway, so I had to give him to someone else, but before that, when I was picking him out, I saw this blue iguana. It was like that big at the time, and I looked up when I got home, like how big they get. They get as big as this table right here, and they're this turquoise, luminescent blue. Look it up right now. It's gorgeous. Aesthetically, I want this dude hanging on my neck 24/7, like on my shoulder.
I gotta see. Whoa, dude, that's a huge. What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Those are crazy.
Right?
That looks literally like Godzilla.
Right?
Holy shit.
They're beautiful.
Yo, dude, some of them they
range.
Yeah, they get really big, dude. These are wild fucking creatures.
Right.
And yeah, they're like a perfect turquoise.
Right? Perfect with black and anything you're wearing like that.
Whoa, dude. Yeah, that is sick. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted a blue cobalt tarantula. I can't get it because Andy would shit his pants. I also would have to get like desensitized to it a lot because I think even at first I would be like, whew. What the fuck?
I would be freaked the fuck out.
The thing I think that helps with that specifically though is they have paws. That's like a big thing. That's the thing with tarantulas. They have, their hands are paws. If you like zoom in, it's like
kind of cute.
Exactly. Like it's weird, but that kind of broke the wall for me where it's like this feels a lot less like a bug and like more kind of just like a weird thing.
If they don't scurry, it's the scurrying that would freak the fuck out of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was I remember.
Dude, like look at how sick these things look though, and they're fully covered in hair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a cool fucking spider.
That's
right?
the blue iguana equivalent of the tarantula.
Straight up, yeah.
Dude, that is fucking gorgeous. I would get this guy.
Yeah, they're really cool looking.
Dude, I would totally get this guy. What? Can I show the camera?
Yeah, show the camera. Wait. Oh, it's not autofocus.
Ah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking raw.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's beautiful. Okay, I wouldn't mind. They're kind of cute.
That's how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Also, it's not like one of those like they're not like those like skinny that's like a pretty chonky spider.
Right.
You know. It just feels more like an animal.
Right, versus like this predatory thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this crazy chick get a bird eater on TikTok. Like she got that's like one of the most dangerous spiders like in the fucking world.
Right.
She got this like it's like a bird eater tarantula, I think. Maybe Australia, I don't know. But
the biggest ones.
Yeah, they're
those are the world's biggest birds. Spiders, yeah.
Yeah, dude, this girl got one of those and she's like, I hope he doesn't bite me. It's like that is the size of your face. That thing will eat you alive. Like fuck that, dude. And then she like, dude, it was so crazy. She like takes it out of its cage and it instantly, like you're talking about scurrying, it instantly is just like, dude, fuck that. Fuck that.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't. No way.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this girl's gonna die. I hope she makes it out.
Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
I was about to date this girl here in LA. Like, it was one of those, like, met on Tinder, but never really met up.
Yeah.
But, like, had an extensive conversation. She was, like, warming me up to, like, 2 tarantulas that she named Pharaoh and Belladonna.
Yeah, those are pretty great names.
Yeah, right? And they, like, she gave them these individual personalities and with great detail.
Yeah.
And after the conversation, I was like, you know what? They are kind of cute, and I could totally see myself petting them and loving them. Because, like, one of them almost looks like it has a pink bow. That was Belladonna.
Yeah.
And just a pink bow right here. It
Very
looks
fitting.
so cute. Yeah, just like this little girl.
Yeah.
And oh my god, yeah.
It's funny too, man. The thing about that, I'm not even like a weird pet guy. Like I'm not I don't want fucking snakes and all that shit.
Right.
They're cool. It's cool. Like
Good
I think
dove.
that's an interesting thing to have. But like I'm not like in it for the eccentricity of it. Like I'm
Right.
not like, ooh, what weird shit can I get?
Right.
I just specifically saw a blue cobalt on a video, that spider, and I was like, that thing is so sick.
Right.
Like I would actually love to just like play with one of those
Right,
things.
right.
One of those. Yeah. I have a friend with a bird, dude, with a parrot, and I have no idea why anyone domesticated those ever. Like
They're so annoying.
that's the worst pet. That is awful.
Dude, they smell, they're loud. Oh, God, in Salt Lake, my coworker.
He's gonna get offended at this conversation. This
Oh no, is it
I don't
like
care. I hate his bird. I do hate his bird. I can't even front. But
there's my coworker in Salt Lake, ex-coworker, we went to his house once and he has this parrot, I forget its name. Has like a raptor claw. Straight raptor claw. It's huge. It's not a parrot, it's something else.
oh, it's like a cockatoo, probably. Like
Could have been a cockatoo.
did it have
The
yeah
on the sides, white and yellow.
oh yeah. I think that's a cockatoo. Yeah.
So this thing was like, oh, maybe it was over the top. Anyway, just yelling, like screaming bloody murder, like
Yeah.
no exaggeration, like
Just full
while
fry
they're
scream.
trying to watch TV, like
Bro.
like
Just why, dude?
stop,
Yeah.
stop, and he's like
Yeah.
would look at you and purposefully do it, like.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Like, what do you want? You just ate. It's like attention, straight attention.
That's what it is.
And then you give him attention, and he bites you.
yeah.
And he
It-
bites you.
Dude, scary fucking thing about cockatoos. So, like, my buddy has a conure. It's a parrot. It's like a green and red parrot. It's like one of those guys. Right. This right there is from him. That's not acne. He bit a fucking hole in my face. There was like, I mean, it's healed. It's mostly healed up now. But like, yeah, for like the past week, there's been like a scab on my face because he bit a fucking hole in my face. And so that's just sitting there, dude. He like crawls on my shoulder and he's just like, and the reason he does that, I think, is because I'm talking to his dad. Like, he's like, you are taking attention away from me and my dad.
That's so cute.
It's infuriating.
Oh my god, that's so cute though. That's like
So he'll like, it's crazy. Like me and his dad there, Taylor, will be talking and he will just fucking squawk and then we all shut up and he just also shuts up. And then we start talking and he'll just fucking squawk again because what he's trying to do is just interrupt me.
right.
He's like, stop talking to my dad.
It's like this dude's not worth your time. Like,
Straight up. He's just like, stop talking to my dad. I want attention. Stop it. And I'm like, dude, he's so annoying.
It's so cute though. I can't take that, but anything but cute. Like
Going
oh
back
my
to the
God.
cockatoos though, dude, like that bird is that big, dude. That bird is that big and he fucking bit a hole in my face. A cockatoo, that's like that
Yeah, that's
big.
that big.
I'm like, you can kill people. That bird can kill you. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't. Art will literally like another thing with birds too. When they bite you, you can't. You have to take it. You can't. That's why he bit a small hole in my face. Because if you do like that or like shove him off or anything like that,
Like
he'll fight you. Like he'll be like, oh fuck you.
crazy.
Yeah. So if you reject it really hard, like he'll think that you're sub. He'll think that he's dominant, and he'll be like, fuck you, and then lean in. So, with a cockatoo, this is what freaks me.
So it works with all animals, I get. It's the fear complex.
I think so. And what freaks me the fuck out about cockatoos is their beaks are like the size of my hand, right? And I'm like, if a bird that, like, with a beak that big, like, bites fucking holes in my skin, I'm like, and I just have to deal with that, you know? Dude, a cockatoo, I feel like if he wanted to bite you, you're getting stitches. Like,
Yeah.
You're getting injured if you get bit by a cock. Like, that's a huge bird, you know?
Fuck, man.
Fuck that. I do have a friend with a cockatoo that asks if you want Coke, though. Just verbatim. Like, do you want some Coke?
Really?
Fact.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's just hilarious because like you see what they do at that house a lot.
Right. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, her bird. If you like walk by her bird, she's like, "Do you want some Coke?" It's like exactly like a human said it. Like you wouldn't know that a bird just said that. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Anyway, I have to piss so bad. This would be a great time to cap it.
Do your thing.
Let's
do it.
This has been a super long one because that was a fucking blast of a conversation.
Dude, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, me and Mark are playing at a festival on July 10th and 11th, right? Are you playing the 10th or the 11th?
I think it's the 11th.
Okay, yeah, the 11th, yeah.
7 p.m.
Nice. I'm at 1 a.m. I think or something like that. I don't know.
You have a good time.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be
it's
fun.
Gonna be dope.
But yeah, we're playing at Vibey Desert out here in the desert in California. And Mark is, dude, just go look him up. What's your shit on it? What's your links?
Aztek Beats.
And in the mic.
Oh, Aztek Beats. SoundCloud.com. AZTEK.
There you go. There you have it. I'll link everything in the description. And yeah, that's that.